Lefty podcast. Nor boys in the building. That will be alone soon. We are brought to you by Nor Whiskey. Didn't want to make guys wait any longer. About 5-6 minutes. But we're brought to you by Nor Whiskey and Norwhiskey.com. It is a premium American whiskey, Norwhiskey.com. And you already know. If you're going to choose to drink, make sure that you do it responsibly. It's a Saturday. Lefty, SB2 Mics. MALIK ZAIRE, the original Lucky Lefty himself, will be along shortly. Brought to you by Nor Whiskey. Go over to patreon.com/Lucky Lefty Network. Players Only Podcast. Lucky Legends Podcast. Starting on Monday. Down in Distance with yours truly. The Cutting Floor with MALIK ZAIRE coming up soon. We got a lot going on developing. Go shop with us. Lock in. The link is in the description. Products at the bottom of each and every video. It's a Saturday, y'all. We're pleased to be with you all. We are the home of the misguided passion, and we are forever committed to making sure that we spin it different. Hope everybody's having a great Saturday. Left and I were texting this morning, and we said, you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump on. So today we're going to talk about leadership. Leadership. Left has some incredible stories. We're going to talk about leadership. What leaders? Who are the next leaders? Not necessarily captains, because you don't necessarily have to be a captain to be a leader. Who are the next group of leaders for this Notre Dame squad? We thank for everyone that has watched our videos, continues to subscribe, and tap in. If you have not done so, go ahead, subscribe. Lucky Lefty Network on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up and then leave your comments and questions because we respond to all. Who are the next leaders? So we'll get to that. And then today, every Saturday, when we go live on Saturdays, ULL Nation, ND Nation, you determine the topics. We will have one big topic, but you will determine the topics along with your super chats and your GTB questions. GTB questions, super chats, get them in, and then you guys can throw us some topics about anything. Doesn't make us a difference. We talk about everything. Notre Dame football, college football, NFL. Left probably doesn't talk too much hockey or baseball. And, you know, I'm willing to talk hockey and baseball, life, culture, music.
I talk hockey.
Okay. Oh, my fault. I sold you short. Left. I sold you short. My bad. Hey, man, you just like your boy, the Owl.
Oh, okay.
Like your boy, man. I saw your little Kansas City Chiefs jersey when you was a show.
Oh, yeah.
You cold switch with the best of them, boy. You cold switch with the best of them. You probably got every NFL jersey in your closet. Boy, you been cold switching since you were short.
I had to put the Chiefs jersey to the side for a while because everybody bandwagon. We ain't got Pat Mahomes and Travis Kelce, so people start getting brand new. So I'm like, I don't want to, because I don't want to have to do these unnecessary debates proving my real loyalty to the Chiefs. So, you know, I got my side teams, the Jags and the Bengals that I root for, but, you know, it's still Kansas City all day.
Man, is it not fans? Any fans, you've heard this guy for years try to prove to us that he's a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. What do you mean he tried to prove it? He did all. Then he jumps up and wants to support Joe Burrow when he gets ready. Right?
Yo, Joe Burrow's an Ohio guy, Ohio quarterback. You know, I support that. I support Ohio quarterback.
He's a Bengals fan. It was amazing. When the Bengals, remember when the Bengals beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl? Oh, he was all about the Bengals. But they had just beaten the Chiefs.
I was all about Joe Burrow. About Joe Burrow.
Okay.
That's just like LeBron. I'm not a Lakers fan. I'm a LeBron fan. So LeBron posted 40-40 back-to-back games. I love it. If he does that and they lose, I still love it. I still love it. That's why it's like it's okay if Luka's not balling. Luka needs to watch the show so he can learn from Bron when he leaves and goes on to greater pastures. Come on.
Well, hey, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not voted, we put up questions of the day. Here's our LL question of the day. Go vote right now at Lucky Lefty Network. It's the poll question of the day over at our YouTube page. Go lock in, tap in. We'll talk about the results later on in the show. First of all, how you feeling, Left? It's a Saturday. You feeling all right?
Yeah, it's Saturday. It's another good day in the neighborhood. It's not a lot of good sports on right now, so it leaves you in that space of, man, what do you do on the weekends? When you don't have that game of the week coming on. Especially football game.
That's the way you feel, Left?
I mean, you got the anticipation of like the combine, I guess that's cool. You got, I don't know, different stuff, but right now it's regroup season. I would like to see recruiting news be more highlighted in a way where it's covered on a journalistic point of view. Outside of just reporting who's transferring, who's committed, it'd be nice to see more of a story told and on a recruiting basis for engagement. They're just picking at straws right now in the NBA trying to find stories. And it's funny, the NBA stories and news is always a little different because it's like, for instance, KD. KD's a straight hooper, but KD don't like the media. You don't really like the I don't feel like he has the pride of loving to be a pro basketball player and all the things that are included to be like the face of the league, but he's a good player. So it's like anti-culture almost of like for the fan to love KD, but then he don't care about parlays. He don't care about winning or losing. He said he got his championship. He just want to play basketball. Well, if that's the case, go play at LA Fitness. I mean, I don't know the difference. Ant said he don't want to be the face of the league. So who gonna be the face? Pat Mahomes is the face of the league. No questions.
So do you agree?
Right behind him is Josh.
We're talking about Notre Dame leadership coming up in a few minutes. You just tapped on something. KD in the Court of Gold, if you haven't seen it, the Court of Gold series that chronicles the journey of France, USA, Canada, and Serbia men's basketball. Their journey of trying to win the gold medal. It's very intriguing, 6 episodes. You'll fly through it. Tap into it if you get some time this weekend. But during that, KD was talking this stuff. Yeah, KD was talking this stuff, and KD was like, look, a European can't be the face of the NBA. He's like,
I agree.
They can't carry. You agree with that? I found that interesting coming from KD.
I agree. That's like saying Central C is the face of rap. It could just never happen. Now, Central C is good. He's got some good songs and all that, but he's not the face of rap. And I think that's the struggle we have with Drake. He's Canadian, so he got the best songs and he's the hottest. We can't just name him the face of rap. He's a great part of it. He just can't get the face. That's like LeBron is the central figure of the NBA. Because it's LeBron James. He's an American basketball player. Wembanyama, saying Wembanyama don't even sound American. How you gonna be the face of the league? You don't even sound American. Shai Gilchrist, like what? You got like 3 first names. What are we talking about? Luka Doncic.
Now you hating on Shai.
No, I'm just saying.
Choice for his name.
But he's a great basketball player. But you just cannot be. It's just like certain things are made for certain people. Ant is lined up from a superstar level. He needs to get to one of the big teams, but he's got all the things that makes up the American basketball player. He deserves and needs to be the replacement for LeBron. One, because he's a different version of what LeBron came into. LeBron came into the face of the league as that the great provider. I mean, he made the connection between what was the OG basketball way with the new version, and Ant brings the newer version mixed with the respect of the older players that he had. So I think it's the right way to go. Steph's just too little. Steph's just too little and a little too. I don't know. I don't know how you explain Steph why he can't be the face. And he's almost year 12 into the league. I mean, you've been in the league a long time, ain't been the face. So I think it's only right.
Steph is the most relatable NBA player.
Think he's the most relatable?
No one's 6'8", 290, bro. Your
Right,
average guy that plays basketball is Steph, and that can shoot. He's not running through people, dunking.
Ain't nobody can shoot like Steph though. That's a whole nother thing.
But you can try to shoot. Wait, at least you can try to shoot. You can't dunk.
But shoot like Steph is almost to the level of dunking.
But people try it. That's what's wrong with youth basketball. Kids try to be Steph because they know they can't be LeBron.
They can't be Steph either because you going 12% from the three.
That's why basketball is a bad product now. Blame Steph. Yeah, go ahead and blame Steph. It's his fault. Every kid thinks they can be him.
Yeah, and Steph
even the big guys now. Even the big guys want to be Steph.
And it's I mean, he has to be on the Mount Rushmore of players that have changed the game just because of that reason. It's just too obvious to point to be like he's responsible for this.
Yeah.
Because even now, the greatest of NBA players is still far and away from being able to shoot like Steph. Like this man's warm-up routine is worth spending the money to go to the game early. You might get more of a show watching him warm up than the actual game. Because you're just like, you got to be magnets in the ball or something. Because this dude is making stuff like, and his form isn't like something you couldn't copy. I can shoot like that. I can. No.
Yo, you have to hear, I'm telling you, people, watch The Court of Gold on Netflix. You have to hear KD, Nicholas Batum, and Steph talk about the 3 consecutive 3-pointers at the end of the Nat championship.
Oh yeah, like again, he didn't.
The last one, Nicholas Batum is like, fam. Basically, he's like, Sam, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? And then they go to Steph, and Steph is like, yeah, I practice that shot all the time. I practice that shot all the time. If it doesn't get blocked, there's a good chance it's going in. I'm like, who can say that? Who in the world can say that?
Unaffected. If it's not blocked, it's probably going
in. That's crazy. Don't look at that shot. Was like watching it live. You're like, oh, this dude is fluky. He's just throwing it up. He's like, no, I practice that.
And it's the way it goes in. Maybe it's the way it goes in for me. He don't get no rattlers where it's like no spin. It's like it was like the rim couldn't be wide enough. So that level of greatness is almost to the level of LeBron driving and dunking the basketball. It's almost to the same level because the mysticism of how does Steph do it is comparable to just the sheer physical strength of a LeBron James. Both are almost unattainable to reach because people, like you said, people been dunking the ball forever. People been shooting the ball forever. There's shooting drills now. But what shooting drills got Steph doing that? See, that's a whole because the cat's out of the bag. I mean, in terms of the drills and all that, there's you can't think of another drill these days. Every drill on how to shoot and every video on how to shoot is out already. Analytics, biomechanics, the coaches, everybody knows what to do on how to shoot.
Is that practice or God given?
It's like magic because it just don't make no sense. Steph ain't doing no shooting drills that's different than any shooting drill that's out there today. I'm sure Steph is doing this very similar, but it's just the fact that it's like he can tell you what's guaranteed to go in. Ain't nobody can do that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, you need to watch the documentary, man, because there was a lot of trash talking. And then the Serbia players, after they blew a 17-point lead against the United States in the semifinals, the Serbia players said, they're better players. They're not a better team. I was like, what? What are we talking about?
I mean, maybe they got a point because when you got Steph that can do that, what is this? It's team basketball. Ain't no team basketball. When you got LeBron James that can dunk on anybody, drive on anybody, and Steph that's guaranteeing shots so far from the 3-point line, you don't even practice guarding people that high up. You don't practice that.
Do you know when somebody says something thinking it's a flex and they don't realize that you just made yourself look worse? Serbia, you literally, from the moment you lost in the semifinals, Serbia will practice together this summer. They will practice together next summer, and they will practice together every summer, the entire summer, for the next Olympics. The United States doesn't do that.
No.
They literally throw the team together 2 weeks, like a month before the Olympics. Like, all right, we got to become a team.
Yeah, in terms of practicing and stuff, they don't practice until the week before the game. Like, they make the announcement.
No,
the
it's
selection
not a week. It's like a month out. It's like a month out. They'll go to Las Vegas. They get the select team.
It's not enough like these other teams.
No.
Not even close. Like first of all, LeBron don't have the time to be practicing. I'm sure like any other NBA players, no NBA player that's on an NBA team that's a star for their team, in my opinion, has the legit time to put more than a couple months work with a whole nother basketball team with other NBA players. It's just they don't even do summer leagues like that. There's summer runs that just show up, play, have a good little week or two, and so the time restraints on an NBA superstar makes it impossible to get that much time together. So that just shows you that these dudes' skill level, you can play with anybody, which makes the team even greater from a mysticism standpoint, because you got these teams that practice together all the time, like you said, Serbia does, and they can't figure out how they can't be. Then they're complaining about KD. We just got to stop this guy. You can't. That
was the funny thing. So Serbia had been beaten by the United States twice, right? Once in pool play, and then they had an exhibition game before the Olympics. And I think the margin of victory was like 21 points. So Serbia plays their A+ game. Serbia couldn't have played any better, though. They couldn't have played any. Bogdanovic was losing his mind. Jokic was doing his thing. They're up 17, and then KD, Steph, and LeBron just decide, all right, that's enough. And it's crazy because
that's why a foreign player can never, ever, 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 ever be the face. Because we got switches.
Going into the game, this is the crazy thing. You remember, going into the game, Steph hadn't even shown up all Olympics.
yeah, Steph been average.
Wait a minute. KD was the guy they were like, if we shut KD down, we're good.
Yeah, they were saying
this is their scouting report.
We got one guy.
We shut KD down. They got one guy. And if we shut him down, we're fine.
We're good. We're good.
Really? All right. They got one guy. The team that literally has one guy is their scouting report on the Team USA was they had one guy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let the one guy, the one guy pass it to the other one guy. And nothing you can do.
Yo, check it out.
That's disrespectful to LeBron, because LeBron was carrying Team USA through pool play, through the exhibitions.
He's not a closer.
Oh my God, I'm not hearing that.
Wait. Left. I'm not hating. I'm just saying objectively. Well, I'm not gonna say he's not a closer for his teams.
Because he has the most playoff closeout shots.
He has never closed on any Team USA team he's been on.
Why did we have Steph? What do you mean?
And my point is, if you go watch the Dream Team, they literally asked Michael Jordan in front of all the other players, who gets the ball at the end of the game? Mike was like, what? Me.
See, Kobe wasn't on that team. See, Kobe would have said him. See, the attitude.
All I know is Kobe was the closer, and Steph and KD were the closers on this squad. That's all. I'm making an observation.
See, the attitude changed since Michael Jordan.
I'm not trying to hate on you, guy. I'm just making an observation. That's all I'm making. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Get your GTB questions, comments, super chats. Anthony Solomon, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for the show, gentlemen. It's our pleasure, man. We're going to be doing this all off season on Saturday mornings. Got Jason Smith. There's been talk of teams maybe not scheduling Notre Dame in the future. Do you think that could happen? In my opinion, ND will still get plenty of teams to schedule outside of ACC since it won't count as conference games. Jason, you're being polite. We're being polite because you said teams. Just be specific. The punk prophylactics out there on the West Coast. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, them too.
That's who I call them. The punk prophylactics that want to start acting like this isn't a rivalry and all. Yeah, because we've been kicking y'all butts. Kyle Hamilton, Cam Hart said it about 3 years ago. Like, we don't even consider them a rival anymore, dude. Oh. We've been smacking them around. Yes.
But that goes back to the Big Ten and SEC conversation where they said if they go to 16 teams, that guarantees 4 in the Big Ten, 4 in the SEC, and that would make it 9 conference games for the SEC because they were talking about Louisville playing Kentucky and that not being worth it anymore because they have the potential to lose and they had the potential to lose a home game and they need the 7 or 8 games and be in it's like SEC and Big Ten just want to make it the AFC and NFC. That's just what they want to call it. That's what they want to call it. They want to leave the Big 12 and the Pac-10 and all. They want to just say, hey, there's only 2 conferences allowed. And if that's the case, and if they were ever to pull that crazy stuff off, Notre Dame would still have to be able to, they got to get on that phone and ask Notre Dame if they're okay with it. So, no, I don't believe that Notre Dame won't be able to schedule games because at the end of the day, before anything is ratified, Notre Dame got to put their stamp of approval on it. So you can't exclude them out as much as they're trying to exclude with all this begging and reformation and all this playoff things they're trying to make it to fit what they want. Because at the end of the day, they got to ask us, the big daddy on the block, if it's okay. They still got to be like, Notre Dame, we want to do all this stuff, but is it okay with y'all? Well, you can't leave us out. So somebody going to have to schedule that Notre Dame at some point. And I just think that we've built ourselves with enough leverage to be able to maintain that. And at the end of the day, we make too much money to ever be excluded from the conversation or the table of realignment or reformation or what rules go in and this, that, and the third.
Man, let me tell you something. That question comment got me fired up, bro. I'm like, USC, first of all, your program is in the dumps right now.
They got a good recruiting class, though.
They come and get our staff. They're like, yo, Notre Dame has been whooping on us.
We got to poach their administration.
So we might as well go take their administration, offer them the world. You know.
But it's all funny because them numbers get real small when you start talking about them taxes in California. So come
on to the Bend in October. We got something for you. So all of that, Chad Bolden leaving, you trying to attack Chicago right now, recruiting is come behind Notre Dame's targets and all of that stuff. All the things you're doing, all the pettiness, doesn't matter. We'll see you on the field in October. We'll see you in South Bend, Notre Dame Stadium in October. How about that? We settle all debts on that day. No need to talk about it. Mark with glasses, thank you for the GTB question. Have we ever had a bigger disparity between how bad the men's team is and how good the women's team is in basketball?
The men and women's team was 8 years
honest
ago,
with you.
just on the same level.
Women's basketball, when Digger Phelps was there, was not that good. Now, I know I'm aging myself, taking you guys that far back, but I would have to dig into the record books. I'm pretty sure Notre Dame's women's basketball was nowhere near Digger Phelps and the boys back in the day. I think I would venture to say that Muffet McGraw is the godmother of Notre Dame women's basketball. And before that, there were some dark days. There were some dark days before that. So I don't know.
I mean, it's a with the way things have been changing with women being the forefront of movies and entertainment and sports and media, it falls right in line to where we've been trending since right around the Skylar Diggins era. We've been a hot team with players that are attractive on a marketable level for a while, even with the coaching. So, we're right in line to fit the agenda of where things are going anyway. We got our Angel Reese, we got our Neil Ivy and our Skylar Diggins that are the highlight of the sport. We got that. We've had that. It just took us a championship to get put on that stage. I mean, think about it. Nobody in WNBA has been on Dancing with the Stars except Enrique. That's the last one, ain't it? And that's the Notre Dame product. She was on Dancing with the Stars at school. It wasn't when she got to Dallas. She was on Dancing with the Stars and taking classes. Well, at that time they won, so she probably ain't take another class. They won that championship. She ain't probably been to class since. So, I think the men's basketball team, we're only defined as long as we can keep up with the trends of basketball. Like having a bunch of one and done players, which Notre Dame, I don't think when's the last time we've had a one and done player? We're probably one of the few college basketball teams at the level of tradition and stardom that we are that don't do the North Carolina and Kentucky one and done kind of things, which I think that just doesn't give the particular glow to the program that you would expect to see. Like the women's basketball game, the only reason why the women's have it also is because there's not a one and done thing for women's basketball. You almost get more value out of being on the team for about 3-4 years in women's basketball. That's like the thing to do. I don't think there's anything sexy about a one and done women's basketball player. But conversely, everything is sexy about the one and done basketball player for men's basketball. Notre Dame's basketball programs don't trend to the one and done theories. So, we just the same thing where I think we are as a football team. We can't be seen as this grandfather type of program under Marcus Freeman. We got to have the young, hot, superstar, young quarterback because that's where college football is right now. The COVID babies and that trend is over with now. All those guys are pushed out. Now you got the younger freshman, sophomore, redshirt sophomore, true freshman. This is the reaping. This is the new wave. So we got to fit that from a football perspective. Basketball, I mean, we got great players, but these are developed players over the years. So consistently, when Mike Bray had at his peak, we was hitting the tournament like it was nothing. But these are guys, the Eric Atkins, the Grant, the Jeremiah Grants, the Pat Connaughtons. These are guys that have been there 3 or 4 years too. Demetrius Jackson, been there 3 or 4, so usually in basketball, it seems as if the older teams make it further in the playoffs, not the hotter teams. So you get a San Diego State, a Texas Tech when they had all seniors and stuff like that. So it makes sense. But in football, you need a little bit of the youth. And I think we saw that with, the superstars that we liked on our own defense. Leonard Moore, what a great time to come in. Now his value is out the roof. He made money for himself. But they also balanced it having a Riley Mills, a Xavier Watts. I wouldn't consider necessarily Ben Morrison because he was still young and then got hurt before he really got to his grandfather veteran year. But Don Schuler and Leonard Moore and Christian Gray, that's the spice of the team. That's what brings that oh, okay, we got something for years to come when it comes to that. We didn't look at that like Riley. Riley was just a hired gun that can't get us over the hump. But now for the quarterback position, we need that. Who's going to be that deal? Because hell, you got Carson Beck coming back, Garrett Nussmeyer's coming back.
Man, shout out to Carson Beck, man. I hope you get your car and your belongings back, bro.
See, that's how you know he don't.
Welcome to Miami. They were
that's Miami.
Waiting on you. They were waiting on you. They were waiting on you and little Haiti boy. And little Haiti was waiting on you to pop up. They were waiting. Ooh, they were waiting.
And your girl, and you tied your girl into it. You know, your girl been down there, and she got with you and got a car taken too. So, you know, now they must be telling you something. This ain't like Cam Ward. We ain't see no reports of Cam Ward getting his whip stolen. We ain't see that.
Not one.
Not one. We ain't hear nothing about Cam Ward off the field. That's how you know they love him down there.
That lets you know. See, I tell you all the time, Left, you got to check in. You got to check in. You got to check in. So that cat Cam Ward checked in. Michael Irvin and the boys, Michael Irvin and the boys make the call, like, hey.
Make the calls. Hey, say keep him safe.
Keep him safe.
And if you do, he gonna do right.
Carson Beck,
I'm sure.
Carson Beck thought it was Athens. He thought he was still in Athens.
He started dropping money all in Miami with his NIL deal, the $5 million house and the colorful lamb. They said, who is that in the neighborhood? Oh, we got to. Oh, okay. We got to introduce you to Miami. Okay. So now you don't want to take interview questions. You don't want. Yeah, you better not talk about it.
Right.
Not talk about it. So, good luck, Carson Beck. You thought you was going out there for vacation. You found out different. But I think at the end of the day, it's a young man's league. We're going to see all the highlights, all the stories, breaking all the cool things and about college football driven through the young quarterback. And that needs to be something that we catch on as a trend with Notre Dame. We can't parade Riley Leonard in 2025. I'm talking about Riley Leonard from that age range. It's going to look grandfathered. It's going to look lame. It's going to look old. But busting out on the scene, a young quarterback that taking the reins and Denbrock's excited about, and the team is galvanized, been rejuvenated by, because it looks different than last year, but it can look better with more talent. That's where we are as a prime position to stay on this playoff run, championship potential, dynasty hopeful. That's how we do it. It's through the quarterback moving forward. And the good thing is we finally got the people in the building that can have the potential. Where we can be like, okay, we may not got Deuce Knight, but we got something in the tank. Right, and a couple players coming back, we might be all right. So the excitement is always there. And I think that's what's going to carry us through. But this is also a place where we can fall off the cliff as well. Marcus Freeman, don't play with this quarterback decision when you got a quarterback carousel. You wasting all three because you playing them when they're not ready in different spots and rely on guys to save the day instead of having a plan. Because that plan will save a lot of firing going on. Because that's the first thing that's going to happen. Oh, they're going to let go of Geno because they can't, there's going to be a bunch of scapegoating. And that's what we don't want to see in a program where we got enough turmoil that happens amongst the staff and guys leaving and coming in and out. We don't need to make the panic fires and hires that Brian Kelly had to do towards the end of his career. He had to fire the whole staff and the strength coach. I don't think Marcus Freeman can survive through that. I don't think the administration will give him the chance to do that. They might, no. We've seen this story before. Fire the whole staff? I don't think they're going to give him that choice. So it's best that we make the right decision to have a plan for those quarterbacks in the room, the quarterbacks that we're getting and recruiting, because that's what's going to push this thing forward. Because I think Marcus Freeman has maxed out him being the face of the program and guys wanting to come to play for him on a level where we can grab a Jeremiah Smith. I don't think we can grab a Jeremiah Smith until we grab that quarterback. I don't think we can grab a Ryan Williams or one of these top number one Abdul Carter type defense ends until we get that quarterback. I just think it influences the entire prospect. And on top of that, if Isaiah Fauski couldn't attract the number one DN, and he came back with the sack record. And we couldn't get no Chase Youngs or Joey Bosa's, Nick Bosa's in after that. It just showed you that we need a little more oomph, a little more stardom. Because the money going to be green. Once we get these rules together and we can start, the school going to start paying players and all, we're going to be fine. Every kid going to get they 1 to 100,000. You know, you're going to fit into them tiers now. And the tiers is fair. I feel like the tiers are fair. Like a Jadeveon Clowney, that's a tier 1. We ain't got none of them. In fairness, we can save that money, though, to attract the tier 1, a Justin Scott. It'd be like, look, we don't got no tier 1 D lineman. And that's fine. But that means we're not blowing money either on a Riley Mills.
Who
was getting
not Riley Mills? What do you mean? Not Riley Mills.
No, Riley Mills. We treated him like a tier 1. He's like a tier 2.
No. First of all, if you give everything you have, you deserve whatever you get. I don't have a problem with that.
What you mean?
You do. You come out, you the best. Oh, because if you're going to give Max money to Zach LaVine, I have no problem giving Max money
a top
to Riley Mills
player in 2 decades.
That dude is top 50 in the league. Stop. That dude is trash.
But for your organization,
Riley Mills can get whatever he wants. 4 years, 5 years, played his butt off. Captain, leader, on and off the field. Tier 2, he can get tier 1 money from me. That's what he can do. That's what he can do. That's what he can do.
You can't give everybody tier 1 money just because you work hard.
You can't give cats like Zach LaVine supermax contracts because he's trash.
He's the best player in y'all organization.
That doesn't mean you give him money. I explained it to you. This is why people get so caught up. Oh my God, Luka's a top 10 player. Is he a winner though?
Okay.
Name me the last champion. Name me the last champion or face of the league that didn't play both ways.
That didn't play both ways.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there and wait.
KD never was a defensive superstar.
He was never the face of the league.
Yeah, he never was. Yeah. The only one is Ant. Ant is the
Ant doesn't want. Ant is your typical young cat. All they want to do is hoop and go after girls. Go after girls and hoop. That's all you want to do in high school, dude. He's 2 years removed, 3 years removed.
Yeah, he's 22. Yeah, he's 22.
I promise you, he starts giving up too much money, he'll learn.
Yeah, he
starts paying enough money of child support.
He'll get Jimmy Butler petty, but that's 5, 6 years, 7 years.
So my point is, dude.
Kawhi is not vocal enough. That was the only other potential. And LeBron had to shut that down real quick.
There's a reason. I have no problem giving Giannis $60 million a year. MVP, defensive player.
Giannis don't be winning when it counts either, though.
Does he have a championship?
Yeah, he does. He got one.
Does Luka have one?
Luka almost had one.
No. Does he have one? I can give you a list of dudes that almost have. Reggie Miller almost had one. Jalen Rose almost had one. Clyde Drexler almost had one. Patrick Ewing almost had one. Charles Barkley almost had one. You want me to go down the list? Almost had?
I mean, he literally was in the finals, though.
Oh, Clyde Drexler. Clyde, let me correct myself. Clyde eventually won with the Rockets. I was thinking about when he was with the Blazers. My point is, dude, it's hard. It's a hard decision. And I understand as an organization when you say to yourself, we still have to be presentable and we have to pay somebody. When the truth of the matter is, no, you don't. Dallas had to feel like, man, you got new ink, dog?
No. It's just low.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a minute.
I want to get some more stuff.
Me too.
I just don't even know.
Me too. I've been trying to figure out what though.
Yeah.
And then where?
Oh no. Yeah. And then where?
Look, let me give you, man. I'm gonna be transparent here, bro. I want my arm. I want a sleeve.
Oh, okay, Yeah.
I want a sleeve, but I don't want to do anything that might impact someone's belief. You know what I mean?
Well,
You know what I
you
mean?
can't make everybody
You
happy.
know what I mean? You know, and I know during the summer that it will be visible.
They're gonna be
You know.
right though. It's gonna be right
Yeah,
though. Yeah. See, it's the new wave. It's the new wave. I done seen some pastors with a nice little sleeve.
Yeah. So let's get to it, Left. And hit us up. GTB questions. Vote. Poll question of the day. I looked it up before we get to it. In the first 8 seasons at Notre Dame, Muffet McGraw only made the women's NCAA tournament twice. In her first 8 seasons. So those of you that want to go at Shrewsberry, Muffet McGraw made the NCAA tournament twice.
Oh, we gotta talk about the greatness of Niel now. I'm
trying to answer the question.
It's hard. It's hard to not. It's not hard not to put her in the conversation every time.
Mary, the coach before Muffet McGraw. I want to make sure I say her name.
Oh, there was a coach before Muffet. See, I don't know how deep it go over there.
Mary DeStanislaw. She struggled mightily. Muffet McGraw had a 14-17 season, a 15-12 season.
Yeah. Not Niel.
Yeah.
Not Niel. She don't even trend like that.
Like, relax.
She recruit too good.
Let me talk to Michael Shrewsberry, bro. Like, coach.
Mike Gray didn't have great seasons every year. What are we talking about?
Nah, coach. They're only coming at you because they can't come at Marcus anymore. They don't have. That's the only reason. Just ignore them, coach. Just coach. Man. Coach your squad and wait for your 5 stars. He really got upset
too, didn't he?
Coach your stars and coach your team and wait for your 5 stars to show up. That's it. Because once the 5 stars show up, everything else, all of that would disappear.
See, they said we're looking like a 10-year rebuild. Golly.
Yeah. See, all the articles after NIU questioning Marcus Freeman, where are they at now? Where they at now, Left? Where they at now?
We knew that was a fluke.
Where they at now, though? All the cats whispering, walking downstairs after practice about Marcus Freeman in the program. What you saying now? Wait a minute, I'm talking too much.
It was short-lived, though. That was short-lived.
No, I'm just saying.
They losing some games over there on the basketball.
I'm just saying. Cats get real quiet. Cats get real quiet. They get real quiet when you win games. So that's what you do. Coach, get the players like Marcus Freeman did and win games. That's it. Ain't no need to go back and forth. No need to go back and forth with the media. Let them write what they do. And I'm not mad at the media because they got families to feed. Let them feed their families, man. As long as they don't say anything personally about you, your character, or your family, let them rock out. Let them eat off the Notre Dame sports bone. Let them eat. That's it. I'm telling you, boy, I'll tell Coach Shrewsberry just how to handle it. Who are the next leaders, Left? Who are the next leaders?
I think the quarterback has to be the next leader. Just because
whoever wins?
Whoever wins, for sure. Because I do think that CJ has done a great job of making himself likable where guys want to play for him. So I think if he were to be the starter, guys would get behind that, especially with him being even semi-productive. I just think CJ's just a very likable dude. And so, in those positions, the quarterback position and the value it has and the weight it has on this next season, I think it's very important for the quarterback to be one of the leaders and the go-to guys. And this is not we're doing everything to support our quarterback like last year. That is not what we're doing moving forward. I think that is a very crutched position that we allow Riley Leonard to be in. And it was only just fortunate that we were just that good to where it didn't matter. And we still gave you the benefit of the doubt. There is no benefit of the doubt we need to give our quarterback position moving forward because they need to be the forefront of the team. And that's with Kenny and CJ. Steve, I think, has a pulse of the team. I just think it's more of like what can Steve do more than what he's shown? Because he's played good, but playing beyond his talent level, I don't think he has enough of that in a full season scale opportunity. But I think if anything, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna keep him included, let him start out and then fizz out on his own, so to speak. Not that he has to fizz out, but one of them young dudes, they gotta make the jump. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll be a detriment to everybody in the room outside of Steve if Steve just plays all 16, 15 games. Cause then I'm questioning Gino, like, dang, you can't. I mean, Steve's good, but if we can get a guy to jump Steve, that really shows the development and really shows that our recruiting is where it should be, and that these like we talked about these quarterbacks want it. And in a fair competition that I think Marcus Freeman is going to let play out, naturally in my mind, one of those young guys should be able to jump Steve. Not that Steve can't get it done, but where we need to be on a recruiting level, our young guys got to make that jump and be a starter. So that's the first thing. So whoever the quarterback is, got to be one. The other leader on the team, I think, has to be in that linebacker room with Drake Bowen. I think Drake Bowen's got to be that rock that guys look to. One, because his play is there, but two, because he's the consistent heartbeat of what it means to be a Notre Dame defensive football player. I just think he embodies that. He may not be the best, and that's the other thing. He doesn't have to be the best. I think the Jalen Sneeds and Osberries and guys around him, they look to Drake. They may make plays and be talented and prospected and all of that on their own, but they all come back to the center, which I think is Drake. So Drake needs to be the leader, in my opinion, and he's at that age where he can gain the respect of older guys, and he's a younger guy himself, so he's still like. So I just think that fits. Plus, with his connection with Max Bullock, I just think it's a great right hand man situation. He should be in the forefront of that. I'm going to make a statement. I don't think Jeremiah Love needs to be the leader. I just think he needs to be the best player on the team. He just needs to be the best player on the team. He didn't have to do anything more like a man tie or like over the top. He be the best player on the team. I think that's on his own. You know, that's his lead. That's his form of leadership, in my opinion. If you're the best player on the team, like Jalen Smith, he happened to be a captain too, but we didn't need to be calling Jalen the captain. No, he's the captain of the defense or the best player. Like sometimes the best player of the team, let him just be the best player. Their leadership will come through that. Like Tuitt. I don't think Tuitt was a captain, but Tuitt was the best player on the field. It's like 6'6", 330. Like, come on, let Tuitt be Tuitt. You know what I mean? So I think that Love, I wouldn't depend everything on him being a captain. I just think he's a team captain because he's the best player. I think one of the corners, Leonard Moore or Christian Gray, need to be a captain. I think to carry that fire of, or Don. I think one of the secondary players, Don, Leonard Moore, or Christian Gray need to be one of the captains because of how well the secondary played as a unit. I think that still needs to be a beacon of light for the defense with this new defense coordinator coming in, and then Mike Mickens still having that stamp over the defense of I'm still that dude, you know, and these are still my guys at the end of the day, and I can still, you know. So I think for Mike Mickens' sake, having one of those kids that he really raised up in that secondary unit be a leader, and I think the team will respond to that well as also because the new defense coordinator, and who knows how he can mix things up because we've seen how much can change with the same defense when you go from Brian Van Gorder to who was that? Was it Elko or was it the other dude? I always get confused Elko with the guy at Vanderbilt who got Josh Adams over there.
Oh, you talking about the defensive coordinators in the past?
Yeah, who was? Yeah, I always confuse Elko with the dude at Vanderbilt. What's his name?
I love this.
What's the dude name? Oh man,
You being petty right now, bro. You talking about
Elko
Clark? You talking about Clark Lee?
Clark
Bro.
Lee. Yes,
You
yes.
being petty.
I mean, I
You
confused
know
the
what?
two. They so similar. I mean, they just so
They are
Clark
not
Lee
similar, bro.
in terms of what they were able to do for Notre Dame is very similar. They both won.
Well,
They both
basically,
stepping
Notre Dame is
stone.
a place. Notre Dame is a place since Brian Kelly. The defensive coordinators have been pretty good defensive coordinators.
That's what I'm saying. From Brian Van Gorder
It's a
to a Clark
tradition.
Lee
It's
to
a
a
tradition.
Elko, that's
Yeah.
with the same guys. Now we ain't saying that we totally different team with Van Gorder and Elko and Lee. Still the same guys, but you can see how the coordinators can make the whole difference in the perspective and the perception of what the defense looks like. So this guy coming in who, whatever, but I still believe that one of those secondary unit players should be a captain just to be like, yeah, we got it over here. We gonna hold it down. We gonna integrate with what this new guy wants to do. But I think it means more for the team if one of those secondary players was a captain. Also for Mike Mickens, just because I think that he got a raw deal. But I see that he's making it work, and he's still recruiting at a high level, and he's still a really good coach. So I'm still thankful that we have him on the roster because I'm sure he could have got. Well, the rumors that he was getting, I mean, he could have went anywhere he wanted. It seemed like,
That Lucky podcast. So this is what I love. Thank you for this. We'll get to your GTB question, but before we get to your GTB question, Mark with Glasses says, I'm on the fence about Shrewsberry. He hasn't shown he can coach or develop anything. He cashed in on one decent year at Penn State. The 2 years at Penn State, he finished 9th and 10th, and remains to be seen.
Okay, Mark with Glasses.
First of all, you failed to realize, also mentioned that he went to an Elite Eight in those 2 years. He finished 9th and 10th and then went to an Elite Eight, which actually takes coaching. Because, you get a coach like I have at Illinois that loses as a number 1 seed on the first weekend twice in 3 years. I'll take Shrewsberry with talent over the coach I have at Illinois with talent, who has a lottery pick and is probably about to miss the tournament. You're on the fence. Wait. In those 2 years, you know what he did, love? In those 2 years, you know what he did? He developed 3 NBA players, and Penn State hadn't had an NBA player in the previous 7 years. But in his 2 years, he put 3 players in it. But he can't develop. He can't develop, but he put 3 players off his roster to the NBA. Come on, man. We got to stop. Marcus Burton didn't just win Rookie of the Year in the ACC, Freshman of the Year. I guess he ain't had anything to do with that either, right?
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Team was cooking. Right? Team was cooking, and then your best player gets injured. Nobody wants to talk about that.
It was cooking until he got hurt.
Cooking early in the season. Marcus Burton goes down with a groin injury, hasn't recovered yet. What are we talking about? I just told you that Muffet McGraw had 2 seasons in the tournament in her first 8 seasons. And we talking about I'm on the fence. What is there to be on the fence about? It's year 2.
We got to win Super Bowls and championships.
What are you on the fence about? You sound like the same people after Marcus Freeman's first year. I'm on the fence about Coach Freeman. He's in year 1, halfway through year 2. What are you talking? You sound like the people, man, after 1 year of data, let's change everything about the playoffs. What are we talking about, man? You don't even have any real data. People are so impatient, man. They're so impatient with coaches, bro. And all of the great coaches at their first stop struggled the first 2 to 3 years, bro. Coach K was awful for 4 years. Awful. He was awful. Roy Williams was awful at Kansas when he first got there. Awful. But this is what you want from people, man. People were ready to get Marcus Freeman out of here after last year. I'll keep their names off the podcast, but people in the media, he's not ready for Notre Dame. It's too much pressure for him. All of that stuff was being written last year. Halfway through his second year. Come on, man. We got to stop. We got to stop. They overachieved last year, remember? Because people picked them to be the worst team in the ACC, and they overachieved last year. Got freshman of the year. This year, they're cooking in the early season and preseason. They lose Marcus Burton. And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, we on the fence about Coach Shrewsberry? All right, man. Keep that same energy when these 5 stars show up next year. Keep the same energy. Say he can't develop and say he can't coach. See, keep the same energy when the talent shows up. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Left. It's amazing how Coach K got better once he got Danny Ferry. Well, once he got a top 10 player in the nation, it's amazing how much better he was as a coach. It's amazing how it happened overnight.
Happens to Ryan Day every year.
It's amazing how he got Danny Ferry and Johnny Dawkins and Tommy Amaker in one recruiting class, and all of a sudden Duke took off. It's amazing, right? All of a sudden his coaching just got miraculously better. Come on, man. We got to stop.
He's career below 500. Is he career below 500?
Look at that Notre Dame roster and tell me who you believe in. Who? Let's have a real conversation. Look at the Notre Dame men's basketball roster and tell me what he's supposed to do. Everybody wants development. Develop what? Tell me the star he has. What star does he have? What star does he have? He went to the portal because it takes 2 years. The man got a 5-star to commit to Notre Dame. That's it. I'm done. Who? What was the last 5-star to commit to Notre Dame over Michigan, Indiana, Purdue, Duke?
Yeah, North Carolina.
Who?
State.
And he did it without winning. Similar to the same thing Marcus Freeman did. Remember they said Marcus Freeman couldn't build a national championship or a contending roster unless he won? But he did it without winning big. It's amazing. And they were ready to get rid of him halfway through his second year. He couldn't coach. He hasn't done anything yet. But yet still, he just went to a national championship. Man, relax, man. Relax. Man, it's just relax, man. No, people got to relax, man. Relax. He's literally known across college. Left. I watched this dude out-coach Brad Underwood.
Here's how I clean my
4 times in 2 years. I'm talking about embarrass him from a coaching standpoint, X's and O's. Embarrass him. He flat out embarrassed Brad Underwood to the point that people started looking at Brad Underwood's in-game adjustments like, dude, I guess you really don't know how to coach in-game. All you can do is recruit. And you want to talk about a coach that can't develop? Name the freshman that Brad Underwood has developed. You can't because they all transfer. You know why Illinois got saved last year and got to the Elite Eight? Because Terrence Shannon transferred in. A kid that out of Chicago that he couldn't get to commit to Illinois. He chose Texas Tech over Illinois, love.
Texas Tech.
He chose Texas Tech over Illinois.
That's a football school?
Texas Tech. So, man, look, you better count your blessings. Remember I said the other day, people don't know how to be grateful, bro, even when they're going through the desert. They don't know how to be grateful. They can't see the promise in the desert. People the same way about Marcus Freeman halfway through his second year. Now the glazing is at an all-time high. The glazing is at an all-time high in the media. All-time high. All-time high. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? Get your donuts ready next year for men's basketball. That's all I'm saying. Get your donuts ready. That's all I'm saying. Get your donuts ready. That's why I said, let me be Michael Shrewsberry PR person, bro. I'll take all the bullets. I'll take all the bullets. I'll tell him, shh, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't tell them that Marcus Burden is not healthy, not fully healthy. Shh, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing, dude. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. It's the same thing. Halfway through the season, these are his recruits. These are some of Marcus Freeman's recruits. He built this roster. He was the one that went out and got Sam Hartman. Remember, we were hearing the same things last year about Marcus Freeman. What did he do the next year? With another. All right, man, look, Super Chat. Let's get to it. I love this Saturday show. We chopping up about everything. Let's get into the men's basketball, women's basketball. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. I'm sure after the first 4 seasons, they were like, man, I'm not sold on Muffet McGraw. After not making the tournament for her first 4 years, I'm sure people were like, man, I'm not sold on Muffet McGraw. What did she end up doing? Doesn't she have a statue on campus left? Doesn't Muffet McGraw have a statue?
Did it get unveiled yet?
Yeah. She got a statue, right? Okay. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. It's just funny, man. We got to relax, man.
Marcus Freeman should have one. We just 11 points shot.
Is in his second year coaching, man.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
They got him tight in his second year.
Disrespect. What are we talking about? The man put more NBA players from Penn State in the NBA. He developed more NBA players than had been developed in the last decade at the school. The last decade in 2 years. Let me ask you, what's Penn State basketball been since he left? Go check the record.
I don't think anybody watches Penn State basketball.
Go check the record. That's what I'm saying. And I'm a Big Ten dude, so I know what I'm talking about. I watch him very closely. I know what I'm talking about. As far as development and coaching, I would take him over Brad Underwood any day. In-game coaching and development, I'll take Brad Underwood. I'll take him over Brad Underwood in a heartbeat.
Any day?
Any day. Now, if you want somebody that's just going to go out, get European players, transfer portal, Brad Underwood. Brad Underwood is a transfer portal maven. Well, first of all, his staff, shout out to Antigua. He's the main guy recruiting at Illinois. It's really not Brad Underwood.
Brad, bring him in. He sealed the deal.
He has a dude that was there, then went to Kentucky and then came back.
Yeah, okay.
We know who the dude is. Come on, man. We having fun. I love this. Eric Spadell. Y'all got my stomach hurting for real, for real. One of you guys help me to start a podcast and always go Irish and go Lucky Pod. Yeah, hit me up. Yeah, inbox me, social media, SD2 Mics, or email me. Shaun, SHAUN.wordjr @gmail.com. That's
you didn't get the SD Records email going yet, did you?
Stop playing. I did. Hey, I did have a meeting this morning. And
I know. Go sleep.
Hey, shout out to my boy Marcus Kinsey. Had a meeting.
But are you scouring? Are you scouring the internet, or you let them come?
No,
to you? How does the A&R skills work? Are you looking for the?
I can't say. So some stuff has already been taped, and then there's more stuff to come live. But I'll say this, if you thought her live audition was good, y'all ain't seen nothing.
Okay.
Y'all ain't seen. I'll just leave it at that.
Good promo.
You ain't seen nothing yet. You thought her live audition was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, listen. I trust SD Records. It's the takeoff. You know what I mean? I'm that. You know why I feel that way in all seriousness, bro? Just in life. Because I'm not just saying about Mike Shrewsberry. I was the same way when fans were saying stuff about Marcus Freeman. Yeah, absolutely.
But that's how I am about life with people, bro. I just believe in people.
That's what it is.
Especially young people, bro. I believe in young people. I don't care how many mistakes they made, how many times they've fallen down. Keep dreaming and get back up.
And I'm pretty
Keep
sure
dreaming and
Notre
get back
Dame
up.
believes in the
You know
young
what I'm
coaches
saying?
too.
And I can care less. I care less what other people say about you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to say, you know, just in general, has nothing to do with the topic. Everybody wants to say what this person can't do, what this person is incapable of. I say that's why I don't bet. That's why I don't bet on games, man. Other than my
So
beliefs,
you really don't at all?
other than beliefs, I just don't bet, man. I don't bet on games, man.
Is it the losing that you can't take though? Because sometimes it just be
It
the
has
lose.
nothing to do with that, man. I feel like anybody at any point can succeed, bro.
Mm.
I'm not there. Make a prop bet, say this kid can gain over 30 yards in a game. Dude, if he gets the opportunity,
Did he do it last week? Is he off and running or?
you know, and that's why people lose a lot of money and the house never loses. Vegas was built on people thinking they knew and they found out they didn't know. And they found out they didn't know. It's a city built on that. You know what I'm saying? So, oh man, just real talk, man.
It's a city built on people thinking they know more than the house.
I just don't. People overreact, man. People overreact. And as someone that literally produced, I literally was the studio producer for Notre Dame men's basketball, bro.
That's real.
I know Jordan Cornette from his time at ESPN Chicago had lengthy conversations with Jordan Cornette about the program. Lengthy conversations with Zach Hillsland, who at the time was the color guy with Jack Nolan. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to Notre Dame basketball, bro. The program was in shambles in more ways than one. Believe me when I tell you. Shrewsberry didn't walk in like Neil Ivy walked into a situation that was really good. Muffin McGraw didn't leave her with no. Neil Ivy walked into a much better situation than Michael Shrewsberry.
But she also was there too. She was there, so she
had an advantage. She was on the she was on the staff.
That won the championship.
I don't like the word. I'm not gonna use the word groom. I just don't like the word groom.
Not groom.
But it was apparent that she was being developed.
Yes, absolutely.
To take over years before Muffin McGraw.
Years before, like I knew when I was at school,
was
she was in line. She was in line.
She's the one. That's an advantage.
She's like Pat Mahomes and Alex Smith.
Bruh.
She was the one. She's always been the one.
Next week.
You got her son in the NBA, John Morant taking off. Like, she's going to be the next statue if it's not Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman had his chance. He was 11 points short.
I'm going to reach out to Zach. I'm going to reach out to Zach Hillsland and see if he'll jump on with us next Saturday to talk about the program. Because he can give people more insight. When I tell you the program it was tattered and torn, you can't even compare it to the women's program and the transition. You can't. You can't. And if you hitting the panic button halfway through the second season, man, don't believe me. I'm gonna try and get my boy Zach on.
Yeah.
We've had Jordan Cornette on. He's busy now. He got that big money working over at NBC.
Yeah, you get that. Hey, people rock was showing love, man. People rock was showing love.
You know, and Shay, his beautiful wife, she's doing her thing at ESPN. They're super blessed. I got a chance to work with both of them. Matter of fact, I watched their relationship. They met while in Chicago. And watching their relationship develop, man, it was cool. It was cool. It was super cool. So you can hit the panic button. You're corny for hitting the panic button. You're corny, but hey, I don't know what else to tell you. But you can't say he doesn't develop and he literally developed 3 NBA players in 2 seasons. That's a falsehood. You can't say he hasn't developed. You cannot give him credit for developing the freshman of the year in the ACC that had no other help around him. You can't take that away from him. Find something else. Because development ain't it. In-game coaching is not it. And once again, you still answer the question, what's on this roster? Tell me what's on this roster. Regardless, I don't care. No, there is no great coach without talent. None.
He said, what's on the roster, Sean?
None.
His son. He got his son.
He went to an Elite 8. What do you mean he can't win? He had 2 seasons, and in his second season, he went to the Elite 8. So that you can't say he doesn't win. He went to an Elite 8.
Bray went to Elite 8.
Like, every point Mark he's making is refuted by facts. He's proven he can develop, and he's proven he can win. What do you want to say? What? He went to an Elite 8. He's developed players. What else do you want?
Do they count conference championships in basketball? Does that mean anything?
No, dudes, like I said, dudes want to throw stats, but they don't want to talk about the roster, bro. I don't care who. It's the same thing. Yeah, he'll take accountability for the roster, just like Marcus Freeman took accountability for the roster and the losses the first 2 seasons. And what happened?
The roster problem.
And what happened?
Problem.
And what happened?
Turned it around.
Michael Shrewsberry just needs to stop answering to the fools, bro. That's trying to build narratives. But man, he's below 500. I agree with you. That's a good point. That's about the only factual point you made. Because he's proven he can win and take the team. What's the last?
When he has the roster.
Wait. I'll make a prop bet right now. I don't bet, but I'll make this prop bet, love. You know what I'll make a prop bet? I guarantee you Penn State won't make another Elite 8 for the next 30 years. I'll guarantee it. Right here on Lucky Podcast today. I'll guarantee Penn State doesn't make another Elite 8 in the next 30 years.
30 years, Sean?
Then mark it down. Mark it down. Penn State. Nobody knows about Penn State.
Nobody knows about
Did you even know Penn State had a basketball team left?
Only because Devin Foster was point guard and he's from Dayton. That's the only reason.
Man.
That's the only reason.
Penn State. We're about to sit up here and act like this dude supposed to have a great record coaching at Penn State.
30 years? Hold on, 30 years though is crazy.
30 years, bro. I'm telling you, they will not make it to the Elite 8 in the next 30 years. I'll make that prop bet today.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't even bet. Who are the rest of the leaders left? Who are the rest of the leaders? This is great, man. We having fun. I love you, Mark.
Oh, that's hilarious. I think a D lineman has to be a leader. The areas in which we need the most.
Which one though? And the tackle.
D tackle. We need a D tackle. We need an Irish chocolate. I think we were stronger as a unit totally when the D line. You know, it's easy to talk stuff when you're the third line of defense. It's easy to have the best players the last 2-3 years on the third line, the back end. You don't even hear the crap talking at the line of scrimmage because you're so far away. So the Kyle Hamiltons and the Ben Morrison, Xavier Watson, that's all great, but y'all far away from the action. I like my 3-tech, my nose guard, my Irish chocolate to be the captain because that's right on the ball. I hear you right there. Everything you sneeze, I hear it. So to have a D lineman be not only the captain or the leader, but be one of the top 5 players on the team. Let's take it that far. Is that asking for too much? No, but I think that's where we need the next step. You talk about steps having to be taken.
Mm-hmm.
We are at a high standard and a high level of achievement for what we were able to get done without the main pieces and ingredients to win a championship, in my opinion. The main pieces and ingredients to win a championship is a D lineman, That's a superstar. A quarterback. That's a superstar. That's like your base. That's like your flour. That's like your oil in the pan before you get going. That's like the main thing you need to get the dish completed. And we didn't have those two and was making you know, amazing meals out of anything in the refrigerator. But we didn't have those two main ingredients that you need to win a championship, and we didn't. But I still think that those are the two things, the two pieces that have to be the top 3, top 5 best positions, best players on the team every year. It's your D tackle and your quarterback. That's just and those are the steps we need to take. We don't need to, we can get another good receiver and the ancillary players that make the team all shiny and everything, but we can't get anywhere on a championship level till we get those two ingredients and those two leaders. Your quarterback, who's got to be a top 3 best player on your team, and your D tackle, who's got to be a top 3 best player on your team. We got great players. They just far from the ball. Far from the ball. Far from impacting each play after play. We had our best player last year, in my opinion, Jeremiah Love, in the championship game, carried the ball for 4 times. 4 times your best player touches the football. Now, he was everywhere after the game. I thought he was going to play in the Super Bowl, all the appearances he was making. On every podcast, radio, media interview, event, Jeremiah Love was down there. He even got an NIL for a dating site. I mean, he's the guy. But you give him 4 carries in a championship game. What? I'm not hearing that. So the people that can impact the game the most, in my opinion, that we need to be the leaders for next year to make that next step, to be in that contention once again, and not lose the momentum that we have, is the quarterback and that D tackle. 2 guys that have to be captains. And we have the potential. We've seen D linemen, your Howard Crosses and your Riley Mills, your Trey Ories, the Patellos, the young guys were young, and one of those guys got to pop out, just like one of those guys in the quarterback room got to pop out. We don't got to scour the earth to find it. We made a couple pickups, like the kid at Louisville, who should be a great contribution. But we need just that bona fide guy, that personality. I think that makes the team whole, connects that piece that we all knew was missing. I just felt like we was a Trojan horse almost. We had everything, it looked good, and we was right on path, but we was missing that. So a D tackle has got to be that guy. So whether that's, I don't want to say it's the guy from Louisville just because he ain't been through the process. Every guy got to go through the process now. The guys that have been skipping around and hopping over the process of being a true Notre Dame football player, I just don't think would ever grasp the true meaning of what it means to become a Notre Dame football player. Riley Leonard didn't grasp that aspect until damn near the championship game. That's on your way out. We gave Sam Hartman the red carpet rollout, and undeservingly. I mean, he's still with Washington now.
I still can't believe they announced that dude last.
That's just like that's crazy. So,
that's
but
crazy work.
And to not get the value, so that means that we're, as a program, we're dying for the guy. That's us telling the world we're dying for a dude. A lot of reason why Kenny called up there. He said, "Oh, that's what y'all doing? Oh, let me see what let me see if I can go there and have my services, because this is crazy. Y'all desperate for a guy like that." So, but I think that if we get those two pieces, it's gonna solve a lot. And then you'll start to see other parts flourish, like a superstar receiver. I think that's the third piece, just not as talked about because you need the other two to get the third.
I will submit that I would love to see someone in that secondary. I think Adon Schuler.
One of them. Yeah.
Prime candidate.
Mm-hmm.
To be a captain.
Somebody in that secondary. Yep.
prime candidate. It's
because
going to be
he's playing.
interesting. It's going to be interesting if a star like a Jeremiah Love can become a captain. I'm very interested.
I don't. I'm just. I don't think that's. I don't think
Our
that's his
running
call.
backs usually cap. What's the last running back that we? Walter Payton.
Cam.
I know Walter.
Cam.
Cam was a captain. Oh, he sure
Cam
was.
was captain.
Cam was a captain.
I just don't think. I just don't think that's
Shout out to my
Jeremiah
boy
Love's
Cam
path.
McDaniel.
Though. You know, I think he'll get it because he's the best player, but I don't think he's like. He's not the rah necessarily, or the most motivating. Just I just think his aura is I'm the best player on the team. I'm only gonna be here for a short time, not a long time, and I'm gonna give you everything I got and make the plays. It's gonna be replayed forever and ever. So I think he's got all of that. I don't think adding the captainship does anything to what the team already thinks of. Plus, I would be, if we giving him 4 carries in a championship game, we don't value him as a captain. It seems like. I mean,
Yeah.
championship game, you getting 4 carries. I don't think I'll ever forget that. Just because I don't even care what the score was, 11-point loss. But man, that if we had the Riley to Jaden Grayhouse pass in the first half, I think we would see more love. Just because the game would have been closer. But whatever, man. I think that Love got enough stuff that he can roll with without the captainship to still be an impactful player on the team, as opposed to an Audrey Estime who needed to be the captain. Was he a captain? I think he was. I think he.
I have to double check. I don't remember.
Aldrich was a captain, but he looks like the cap. I mean, you see him in all the TV stuff, and his personality is a captain on the, but he needed that.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Love don't need that. And that's not saying he doesn't want to, but that doesn't validate what we think of Jeremiah Love. We just think he's the best player, which in a lot of terms and to a lot of guys makes you a captain. If you're the best player on the team, you're a captain, whether they say it or not. Will Fuller, best player on the team, best player on offense. He doesn't need a C for people to know that. So in that aspect, I don't think so. But I don't necessarily think a tight end needs to be a captain because we're kind of grandfathered in as to the expectation is high in that room. But I don't think
expectation that an offensive lineman is a captain, pretty much, right?
One of them gonna be the captain because that's just what has to happen. Some things just gotta.
Somebody like
Billy Stroud,
Ashton Craig, maybe.
Yeah. If the dude didn't leave, Pat Coogan? If he didn't leave, he'll probably be a captain next year. You know what I'm saying? So one of the linemen.
That's what I mean. You don't have to be a captain to be elite. Right. Here's a guy that was a backup that was a clear leader.
Yeah.
On the football team. He wasn't a captain.
Guys respected it.
And guys respected it. That's why I say that's in my opinion, that's Steve Angeli. Might not be the captain, but he's a leader.
Yeah. Steve doesn't have to be a captain, but I think he's highly respected on the football team. I think guys can go to Steve. You know what I mean? So I think the captainship for Notre Dame at this point, it has to be those 2 positions mainly for me, because that's where the improvement is going to come. And I think the improvement on a level where we can all see it too. It's not just a metaphorical captain or, one of those feel-good captains. I think we will see the most improvement from year 3 to year 4 in those 2 positions. Just those 2 alone. If Marcus Freeman do nothing else, get him a D coordinator and fix those 2 positions, he's done all the necessary changes needed from year 3 to year 4 that I'll be happy with. I don't care if I don't, because I mean, what else do we need to see to feel like we even made a leap? If it's not those 2 things. He did everything else where it was what we could predict. I mean, punt return. If there's a way to make a punt returner a captain that's not a Rudy type position, then I wouldn't even mind that. because that's a huge place where we can show improvement instead of making that position ceremonial. That's a ceremonial position for a football team. I can't because I can't make sense of it any other way. Who else that's a top football team in the country treats it how we treat it? Nobody else. It's not even close. And it's funny because Marcus Freeman is proud of it that way. I'm like, that's like you being proud of saying sacks don't matter. Would Kirby ever say that? Kirby lives on sacks. What are we talking about? He lives, his whole thing is about getting sacks. So
I got Coach Vic. What's up, Coach Vic? Haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope everything is well up there in the loop. Good state of Missouri.
That's impossible. Impossible. That's like your wife having two husbands. It's impossible. It's impossible. There is no. That's why That's why I couldn't be a captain.
Wait a minute. Speaking on that, because I love, me. I give all cinematic expressions and opportunity. Love. You know me. I love Tubi. I love everything from Tubi up to the main feature at your theater. I give everybody an opportunity.
Tubi's a test ground for movies.
BET Plus. It's a movie with Lance Gross, so that gives it a little bit of.
I like Lance Gross. Okay, I like Lance Gross.
Sugar Baby. Now, first of all, it's a term. It's a term that I just become.
Wait, you didn't know what that meant?
Huh?
You didn't know what that
meant? I did not. I did not.
That's why Tubi's there. Tubi's here to update.
No, but this is shout out. Hey, that's one of the best candies around, though. Real talk.
But that's
Sugar Babies are fire. That candy is fire.
It's like Cowtails.
Ooh, and the slow pokes. Oh, Left. Now you're taking me back, boy. The black cows. You're taking us back, Left. That's when penny candy was literally a penny.
It was a penny. You can eat it all day for sure.
A quarter gets you 25 pieces of candy.
But candy's been monopolized, man. All you get is Skittles and Sour Patch.
That's all of that. No more chews. Remember the little strawberry frosted cookies? I don't know if you had those.
I had the frosted oatmeal cookies.
Fire. I had the lemon and the strawberry.
That's what we got to do. That's our next product. Is our own candy, our throwback.
LL candies for a penny. I like that.
Sweet like candy. There we go.
Yeah. But the movie Sugar Baby stuff, it messed me up. I was like, this world actually exists out here. I'm like, this is crazy.
It's bigger than you think. And it's because of social media. That's why.
That's crazy.
Social media.
Go ahead and finish.
All the way around. Turn the game all the way around.
But go ahead. Your two quarterbacks is captain. Go ahead.
Never is impossible. I think it's the worst idea. It's like, it's the worst idea ever. It should never happen. It's like having two starches on your plate. Two husbands in the household. It can't work. How do you function like that? That's like, that's why they have a teacher and a teacher's assistant. They don't have two teachers in there. It's a teacher and a teacher's assistant for a reason. Who the kids gonna listen to? Seriously, who the kids gonna listen to? If you got
Kanye said, who the kids gonna listen to? Huh? I guess me if it isn't you.
Right. That's why you can't have Mr. Z in class and your other teacher in class at the same time because the kid's gonna be conflicted. So you can't have two quarterbacks as captains. That gotta be one at a time. You can have respect for the other quarterbacks. That's your dog. But only one captain. Can you have two Brian Kellys on a football team? It doesn't work. Impossible.
I barely like one. So I mean, keeping it a buck.
I like Coach Kelly. He just, you got to know that you got to be okay with letting people be who they are. That's the thing. People don't like letting Kelly be who he is. That's why they jump out his neck.
Like Kendrick said, I like Drake when he made me wave my hand.
When he made me that singing.
Which version of Coach Kelly did you like?
Because I don't like how he getting bashed for not being all sweet and nice to the kid, calling him and checking on him all the time. Because that's not who he is. He gonna do his standard. presidential visit to the hospital to shake the babies and shake the hands and kiss the babies, and don't expect him to come back. What you mean? He did it already. That's just because that was on the schedule. Don't be mad at him if he ain't saying how
Yeah,
you doing,
yeah. You
baby.
know
You
what?
my favorite. I love
If
you.
that's who he is, then
Yeah, don't
it
try to
says who
expose
he
him
is.
because now he got to go up there with a professionalized response in
No,
the
no.
press.
First of all, no, no, no. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with him being who he is. You know when I had the problem? When he responded and lied. That's when
Oh,
I had
when
a
he
problem.
respond. Wait, when he went.
When he
No, that's it.
responded to the dad, and the dad had the receipts, like, bro, stop lying. See that? Like, cause see, once coach, you
Who
didn't
he
have to do
is.
that.
Don't force him to defend himself and be who he really. He go. Of course, he's
See?
going to lie. What do you mean? That's why I'm like, why y'all doing that to Coach Kelly? Like, that's not his mo, and I know that the team knows that. So I don't know if the player whose idea it was it the dad's or was it because the kid knows.
Mm-hmm.
Kid knows kid wasn't expecting that. That's why I'm like, Dad, don't even do that because that's you only gonna make it worse. So no, I don't think it makes sense to have two captains as quarterbacks. I think that's why this is one position at a time. Coach Kelly just didn't make neither one of us captains, me or Deshaun, and I think I got robbed the year before that because it was a me and Ev situation. So it's conveniently, 2 years down the line, you get to Ian. Ian gets 3-4 years as captain. So I got a whole thing on that. But he also, in fairness, didn't make a captain between Tommy and Ev either. He just said I ain't doing it. So, but Tommy kind of
insane.
both of them played themselves out of captainship though. They have
What you mean? What you mean?
Tommy getting in, Tommy big bad bully in the bar, and then Ev getting kicked. So I don't know if I deserved it. I'm gonna just put it out there. I should have got it in 2015 and should have, it's fair that nobody got it in 16. If I didn't get it in 15, nobody should have got it in 16. But it opened the door for Ian to get it for the next many years, so whatever. But at the same time, I think that it's important for that position to have that captainship because it's almost like having the right title. It's like a chain of command, a hierarchy. If you are working at McDonald's and you the Burgermeister, you need that to be labeled. If you the cashier, it needs to be labeled because we need to know how to operate. If you don't got especially this year, if you have no quarterback as captain, those dudes gonna eat themselves alive. You got to check on that room every 5 minutes. They might kill each other. So the orders gotta be right in line because that's fair for the quarterbacks to know their role. There's a lot of ego that goes and is involved at the quarterback position. And if you ain't saying who the captain and top dog is in the room, they'll eat each other alive. And you won't have a good team. You can't go in there and be like, I just want both of y'all to go in there and do your best. It doesn't work like that. Somebody got to get the coffee in the morning. Somebody got to take all the snaps. Somebody got to make the prints and the photocopies everybody got to roll in that quarterback room. This is not a usual room. It's not like the running backs where he don't care how many carries he get and everybody's best friends and we bringing each other along. No. Not the offensive line where we travel as a unit everywhere. Hell, you might go weeks where the quarterbacks don't even talk to each other. But that's fine. But if there's a distinct role, perfect example. When Sam came in, there was no confusion. Steve knew his role. I got to be his whatever Sam need. That's what I got to do for him. That was Angeli's role. Fast forward, Angeli like, man, I ain't taking this. what do you say when they asked him about the room? He said, yeah, they all right, but hell, Kenny said the same thing. Who can throw the best, Kenny? I can do it better. I mean, that's what you need. He ain't about to be like, oh, they all can throw. No, I can throw the best. I'm probably the fastest. I can throw the farthest. That's me. But that's how the room is supposed to be. And it only is conducive when the coach doesn't mince words about it. That's why it's important last year that the quarterback position should have just been like, it's Riley's hell or high water. He should have said in the spring, I think mentally it would have adjusted everybody the right way going into that first game.
Can I say something, Left? The more I think about it, the quarterback room was extremely talented, but y'all were extremely toxic too.
Absolutely.
Y'all had super toxic quarterback room.
I didn't care if they didn't like me, but they was fair though. But
y'all were toxic.
It wasn't facilitated.
Ed was trying to little bro you. Tommy was all, man. Tommy just seemed sneaky to me, man.
Super sneaky. Tommy have a party and not invite you, but all the linemen will be there, all the guys that make it work will be there, and you won't even know it went down. You be like, dang, I had a whole week. What Riley do to Steve? They all went to Alabama. Steve wasn't there.
That might have been Steve's choice, though. CJ was there, though.
CJ's the youngest. He inconsequential. He don't lose either way.
He was just happy to be there.
He just happy. Just come on, CJ. You come because you just got to school, and you ain't no threat. See, you ain't inviting the threats now. I was inviting the threats. I had workout sessions. I'm saying, come on, you join
everybody. Let's go.
Yeah, everybody, let's go. But Deshaun got the winning. I don't want to. Yeah, okay, I see, but that's okay because as long as everybody understands, it's not nobody getting hit over the head. Oh, I thought we was best friends. No. Ain't no friends in that room. But it's fine. Brandon was the in between for all of us because he was the young one. He was like, okay, Brandon, come on along. We all can share Brandon because you just got here. But I'm sure Brandon felt the way when it's his turn and they yapping about Ian and all that, and everything he did was just so terrible. And you know what I mean? Hey, but that's the nature of the position. That's the nature of the position. But at the same time, it's healthy that way because through the right competition being laid out by your head coach and your quarterback coach, that's how you keep all of it in check. Because then it becomes, okay, I can see my role and I can see what has to be done and what it takes to get to where we need to go. I don't live in confusion. If quarterback room is living in confusion, it'll never work. And you can have the most talent ever. But you got to know who the lead dog is. You got to know what the ramifications are to win the job, what the job is requiring from the head coach's expectations. Like, for instance, it all got out of whack when Coach Kelly was hell-bent on not turning the ball over, but still starting Ev, who led the country in turnovers. That's when stuff started going out of whack. Because, like, wait a minute. You so hell-bent on talking crazy and all this stuff about not turning the football over, but your starting quarterback you refuse to take out got the most in college football by himself. Now stuff ain't making no sense. The guy been gone for a year and a half, not even on campus, don't know nothing that we got going on. And he's a starter in 3 days in the summer. That doesn't make no sense. So that's when not being clear in your quarterback room, how it can just change the dynamic quick. Which is why I like the fact that there's been implemented a quarterback coach and an offensive coordinator that are two separate guys, and a head coach that's not an offensive-minded guy that can regulate it and has control now. Before he had no control, which is crazy. You had offensive coordinator being quarterback coach, offensive coordinator, and head coach of the offense, or whatever that means. Like, whatever that. So now you got it set up the right way where your head coach that's not offensive-minded totally, but is a good coach and knows how to, organize things, and your offensive coordinator knows what it looks like to be successful, and your quarterback coach can develop and recruit and manage emotions. That's really what it is. You're managing emotions. Because when Marcus Freeman come down and lay down the law, it is what it is. The same way with Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly don't know what's going on. But when he go down there and be like, hey, this is the direction we headed. This is what it is. He don't know the ramifications of what his decisions are. Because he the head coach. He ain't in tune like that. That's where your quarterback coach and your offense coordinator come in. So I trust Denbrock's decision making when it comes to riding with the guy, but I also know that he likes certain things about certain guys. You know what I'm saying? Like he likes his quarterbacks a certain way. Now I'm happy that we have those possibilities in the room. It's not just one guy. I think we can go either way and get something out of it. But
Can't do the two captains, huh?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you want to have a 4-8 season, absolutely. But I think having one captain pushes the ball forward where the team can get behind it.
Oh boy, that was funny. That's a great question, man. Another GTB question. Mark with glasses. What do you know about Gushers fruit snacks? A lot of talk in the chat about them. Fruit snacks with jelly on the inside. That's pretty much what they are, right?
The Gushers thing, they get too sloppy because it's like you got your Welch's.
Did I say
Standard.
Gushers?
The Gushers are hit and miss. You got to be in the mood for a Gushers because they sticky. They get everywhere if it gets hot. You got to eat them in certain climates to get the most out of it. Like a fruit roll up, whip it out anywhere. Good.
Fruit roll ups is the classic lunchbox dessert.
Classic.
Snack.
But a Gusher can ruin your day, make your day. There's no in between. They get messy quick. So I stick with the regular fruit snacks, the Welch's right now. Got the Scooby-Doo snacks. When you get the kids, you find out a lot more about fruit snacks, how they evolved. But they're getting closer to the candy. So fruit snacks are in the quasi place right now.
All right. I feel you on that. Let's go over some of the
You
polls.
probably don't even eat fruit snacks no more, huh?
Well, I'm out on sugar. Once I went through treatment and stuff,
So you sugar like
sugar
candy or sugar in anything?
Just sugar in general. Bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I've cut back a lot.
So a glass of lemonade tear you up right now.
I've been straight water for over a year.
Damn. Yeah.
Straight water for over a year. Over a year. And honestly, because I used to go crazy. What's the Simply lemonades?
Yeah, that give you diabetes quick.
Bruh. I'll be out here like LeVar Ball for real.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Clubfoot.
Simply it get you. Yeah, simply it get you. Yes, it's simply
that raspberry lemonade joint. Man.
They all good. The strawberry one good. The raspberry one good.
I used to run through, man.
The lime,
the blueberry joint too.
Oh, the blueberry solid. The limeades got me. I was, oh yeah, it's too good.
Yeah, it's dangerous, bro. It's dangerous. I don't even miss that, and that was my favorite. I don't miss it. So check. We're almost out of here. Let's see. Oh yeah, the poll questions. If there's any other topics you guys want us to talk about, put it in the chat before we get out of here. Thanks for tapping in today. Poll question of the day. Once again, it's up there. Lucky Lefty podcast on YouTube. Who will win the Notre Dame quarterback competition? That is the poll question of the day. Right now, there's a clear-cut winner with 61% of the votes going to sophomore quarterback CJ Carr. So we'll talk about that as the vote continues throughout the week. Early returns show that the fan base truly believes that CJ Carr is going to be the starting quarterback. So I picked out a couple of polls we had over or throughout the year. before the season started, we asked, what does the identity of Notre Dame football need to be? The four options were the trenches, the quarterback, offense, defense, and then we had an other option as well. 67% of you guys said the trenches, which is very interesting because I thought the quarterback would get a lot more votes. But solid by LL Nation. 67% said the trenches. Another one that stood out to me was the expectations for Marcus Freeman's third year at Notre Dame. This was prior to the season. The options were 11 to 12 wins, CFP semifinals, CFP national championship game, and last but not least, national championship. Those were the four options. It's very interesting how this voting turned out from you guys. Left 49% said that the expectations that you had for Marcus Freeman in his third year was the CFP semifinals. Left 49% of fans
His third year?
in his third year before the season, 49% of the fans said my expectations for Marcus Freeman and this team is the semifinals.
Yeah, it should have. Yeah, I think it should have been way higher, just because of the history of Notre Dame coaches in their third year, but also our schedule, where we were as a program. It was a lot of factors that should have had a little bit more confidence, but 50% is 50% now too. So I do think that at the end of the day, oh my goodness, like year 4 is more in question to me than a year 3 ever was.
Why you say that?
Because year 4, a lot of things have taken place in terms of Al Golden leaving.
Mm-hmm.
That defensive hire is very crucial, just because that was such a staple for us the last 3 years. That was the foundation. That was like, quarterback or not, we're going to win a bunch of games because people can't score on us. And we saw the maturation of the defense with these young guys without Golden from that double safety blitz in Ohio State at Ohio State. And you saw that particular blitz get better as the years went. So you just knew, okay, we turning this up. You're seeing award winners. You're seeing all type of things happen as a result of having a guy in place for 3 years. Denbrock, regardless of him getting there that first year, you're going to have some success offensively. It may not be at his highest level because he just got there, but that mixed with an all-star defense, you're going to have a lot of success. Plus, when you have a coach that players want to play for,
Mm-hmm.
that mysticism, those intangibles, those things you can't quantify, all those things went our way, considering the love that Marcus Freeman just seems to radiate on his team. And then on top of that, the schedule wasn't built for us to lose. Let's just let's just put it like that. Jax Forward did a really good job of knowing that number, the year 3, and what needs to happen for Notre Dame's perception to the country needs to change. And that's right on point. So I really like what we have going on. And year 4 is different because you don't have that rock of a defensive coordinator in Al Golden. Not saying this next guy won't be great, but it's going to take some time to really get going. So, year 5 will be better than year 4 defensively. Offensively, there's a lot of potential, but you still don't have the trigger man, for sure. You still got to see how that maturation happens, because for any year 1 starter, it takes a little time, different than what it took Riley, just because you're trying to put anything to win together at that time. But this is more of like, you're my guy for the next couple years, and you playing for the first time, you're just going to go through things because you haven't seen it before. So that plays a huge factor, on top of the expectation that the offense has to be the lead horse. You can't take the luxury of having woe is me, we're putting things together, we're trying to find things to work. when you got to be the reason why we win. Defense was the reason why we won last year because it just gave you a low margin of what you had to achieve offensively. You just got to score a couple touchdowns, you'll be all right. With the offense leading the team and what it should be doing moving forward, scoring 40 is key. We were scoring 40 because we had a lot of opportunities. What if the defense is giving up like hell we was giving up in the first half versus Ohio State? We give up 21. Do we have the offensive acumen to come back from that? Think about last year. We wasn't down by more than 10 points at any point in the season until the championship game. So that's it's not a normal thing.
Yeah. I just think looking at it, Left, you said that was low. The amazing thing is 26% said 11 to 12 wins, which was on the low end expectations. 14% expected Notre Dame to go to the national championship game, which
that's a high percentage.
That's high. I didn't think. Yeah. I think I settled into the semifinals. We said make the playoffs, win 2 games. We said that.
That was just the low. That was the floor.
Yeah, like make the playoffs, win 2 games. Like, all right, you cooking with grease going into the next season because we expected the next iteration will be
4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 is your prime window.
Right.
That's what this funny. That's what the AI said about Caleb Williams. They said Caleb Williams. They projected his whole career. They say he should win the Super Bowl in year 6, be close in 5, and
Williams, the Bears quarterback.
Yeah. They said in 2028 y'all should win the Super Bowl. 2027 y'all winning 12 games. Y'all getting progressively better.
That would be dope because the new stadium, once it's built, probably will get the 2029 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
We'll get the 29 Super Bowl. Yeah. Winning the Super Bowl in Chicago would be nasty.
Yeah, that'd be because I mean, look, y'all been making it. I got my dog JT Barrett at QB coach, the greatest Big Ten Ohio State quarterback statistically in the country. I mean, in history.
I hear that. I still wouldn't bet your lunch money on it.
What the Bears won't do what?
It's the Bears. I still wouldn't bet my lunch
next year. So next year, how many games you got them winning? Because I was right about Alabama losing 5.
No, I'm talking about the Bears winning the Super Bowl in 5 years.
But hold on, that'd be in 4. That'd be in 3 years. Yeah, 3 years. Y'all might get close.
You said win it. You didn't say get close. You said win it.
Well, I gotta see how this year goes. Because y'all good for
well, they just cleared $11 more million of cap space because they thought Kansas City said they weren't going to tag. They weren't going to tag Trey Smith. So the Bears were like, "Oh man, good." Then Zach Martin retired. So now the Dallas Cowboys need a guard. And they got the cap space that Zach Martin in his retirement left them. So they have some competition for Trey Smith now. But we'll see. They just cleared now. I think the Bears have $80 million in cap space. Unfortunately, they don't know how to pick free agents. That's been clear. But free agency hasn't been good to the Bears. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, 14% of you guys said that you expected Notre Dame to make the national championship game. So shout out to you with your expectation. That was dope. The third one that stood out to me. Oh, and 12% had the expectation of the national championship. So long story short, Marcus Freeman met all of our expectations, except for winning the national championship. 88% of us had our expectations met by Marcus Freeman and the Fighting Irish. 12% expected a national championship in week 3, which is, I don't know how you came to that, but hey, It is what it is. I guess it's just one more game than making it a national championship game, or one more step than actually getting to the national championship game. This was funny, Left. We asked this question as well: will the starting left tackle be the main factor in Notre Dame's Notre Dame beating Texas A&M? 70% of the fans said no. Smart fan base. While everyone else was panicking going into the Texas A&M game after the news of Charles Jagusah being injured in fall camp, Notre Dame fans had a cool head. And 70% were like, no, starting left tackle won't be the main factor.
Yeah, I mean, come on. We're better than having one guy down and it being a total loss on the game for us. Like we've insulated ourselves enough because we have such a good offensive line. Like offensive line being so good every year and defense being better and better in the top 10 every year like they have been. It's almost impossible to think that one player not being there. Think about it. We have a quarterback that was a top 5 quarterback in college football in 2024 and went all the way to the national championship. Now, how does that even happen? Everybody in the playoffs had to have 3,500 plus yards, a bunch of touchdowns coming from their quarterback position because that's except Boise State and us. Everybody else had to be spectacular. I mean, Penn State a little bit was like us because they got 2 really good running backs, but everybody else was quarterback driven. We have to become quarterback driven moving into the next couple of years because that's the franchise that Marcus Freeman needs to put a stamp on. He already proved he can get to a championship game and build a program. That's what Kelly did. He proved that. Never got the marquee stamp of the quarterback that could have rolled him off into the sunset and potentially grabbed the championship for him. JJ McCarthy was 70-1. So yeah. and New Rockney, there's no way in the world Miami is dangerous for me. Are you kidding me?
The quarterback just got stamped.
Yeah, it's more dangerous for your quarterback than it is for Notre Dame. He can't even keep his belongings down there.
Miami residents was like, man.
Yeah, get this man. Yeah.
Peg him.
Yeah.
Peg him.
Now. Yeah, that's why I know the Miami game ain't dangerous.
No respect.
No respect for their quarterback. They don't care about what. He didn't check in. We said that. Cam Ward checked in.
You got to check in, bro.
And he's still talking crazy,
Got to check in, man.
Carson Beck thought it was sweet.
Thought it was sweet.
Found out. So I'm not worried about Miami.
And Carson Beck was like, man, I live in a good area.
I live in $5 million for my crib, and man, Miami's small.
It's Miami, bro.
You forgot it's close to the water. It ain't like you got real estate everywhere. Everybody know where everybody live at.
And like you said, he can't even snitch. He
better not. No, he better not. Better not. So Miami's, I'm not worried about that. But for us, I also don't know how else the schedule will look versus where we are as a team. When you got a great offensive line and a good defense every year, you can kind of speculate and guesstimate your schedule going into the year because you're like, okay, this quarterback ain't scoring 40 points on us. This quarterback not ready yet. This quarterback, they don't even know about him. So you can guesstimate. Now, with our defense being in question, offensive line, which I expect to be really good, but, there's some shuffling happening and some mistrust in the room. Some questions arise where could a team have a Louisville-type performance and beat us? Because Louisville played a great game. It's just we were just better as a program at the time. But they had some things going where it was like, okay, it can make it tough, and their quarterback wasn't scared. I mean, their quarterback out there trying to play for a draft spot. He's going to get picked up because of the Notre Dame game.
He's definitely hearing good things about Tyler Shough.
And specifically off that play where Drake Bowen smashed him, and he threw the ball, and the guy wasn't even in camera, and it was a beautiful play. You're going to see when he get picked up, they're going to replay that, and you're going to hear Mel Kiper hype up the play and say he the next Patrick Mahomes, and, all of that's going to happen. But performance like Louisville, against us next year might be a different outcome. Just because the unknowns, there's a lot more unknowns about this year's team, even though we expect it to be good, that I can't, predict just yet. That even though these are winnable games, that we're just going to clearly smash through it.
So those are 3 polls that stood out to me. Man, we put the topic question out there for you guys to determine some topics for us to talk about. And we got a couple of responses before we get out of here. Charles Chiodo Jr. Thank you, Charles, for responding. Would love some insight on how you feel the quarterback competition might go and potential transfers. Also, I asked for 1 topic and you gave us 3, but also, how about the wide receiver room and who will emerge? We did a full show on the quarterback competition yesterday.
You said what receivers will emerge? Great House should emerge. He should be the favorite in the room. Do I think we have a receiver 1? I don't know, man.
Malik Fields is someone they went out to get to.
I think receiver 1s are based on, in my opinion, the quarterback being somewhat capable. We haven't had a capable guy to show, okay. I just hate that we don't get the credit of having talent.
Who was our last clear-cut number 1 receiver? To keep it funky, because we talk about the last quarterback. Who's the last?
You gonna say Chase Claypool?
Was Kevin Austin the clear number 1 with Jack Cohn?
Kevin Austin was the only receiver.
No, because I guess you could say that.
Who was we going to? Like who at that time? Who was we? Yeah, we was going to Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams was the number 1 receiver.
Renzo came on late in the season. Remember, they finally put Lorenzo Styles in there at the end of the year.
Talking about the guy tackling guys at Ohio State. Come on, man. And Rico Flores, was he at number 1 or he was just the guy we pushed to the position?
All I'm saying is Lorenzo Styles in that bowl game had over 100 yards receiving.
He's a good athlete. Lorenzo Styles, we're excited that.
All I'm asking is, what was the last clear-cut number 1 receiver?
He's not a number 1 receiver.
Not tight end. Man, you got a problem with the dude because he went to Ohio State?
I'm saying Ohio State got number 1 receiver.
That man has a Notre Dame. He's going to have a Notre Dame degree. Relax, man.
No, I'm saying Styles is not a number 1.
I'm not sure. No, I think he left before.
I'm saying he's not a number 1 receiver because he went to a school.
I wasn't saying. All I said was Kevin Austin was the number 1.
Absolutely.
And your question was, who else did he have? I said no one until Lorenzo started to come.
Oh no, I meant who else? Who else? Number 1 that could have pushed Kevin Austin? No. But at that time, we wasn't focused on that being a big part of
Chase didn't have a real quarterback either. Sorry, Ian. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't. Technically, you can't say that about Ian because he's the winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history.
Wait a minute. Are we talking about passing game? Is that what we're talking about?
I'm talking about winning. He the most winningest. So whatever he was doing, hey, he can't take that. That's the second best award to get at Notre Dame. The first we already know is Jack Kaiser. Playing 70 games, there is no better award than whatever that award should be called. We just call it the Jack Kaiser Award. There's no better feeling for a player than the Jack Kaiser 70 games played. The next best award to get at Notre Dame is the winningest quarterback of all time. It don't matter how you got it done. He got it done with never having a 3,000-yard season. So what do you call that? It's pretty special.
Passing game that was below average. That's what I call that. That's what I call that.
Oh, and on top of that, he's a Super Bowl champion. You lucky that Jalen Hurts didn't tweak his ankle or something because he Super Bowl champ and the win. They might have to put a statue up of him. I'm telling you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why Malik Zaire's troll game is A++.
This is not a
This,
troll.
this is why his troll game is A++.
If I was Ian, I would be talking. I would say I'm the greatest Notre Dame quarterback of all time. I'm 30-3, winningest quarterback of all time at college, and I got a Super Bowl.
I would venture to say right now, I'm gonna be honest, not me. If we took a poll, we put up a poll right now, who was the better Notre Dame quarterback, Ian Book or Riley Leonard? I guarantee you Riley Leonard would win easily. It wouldn't be close. It wouldn't be close.
That's based on affection.
No. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
I'm Ian. I'm like, I'm 30.
It could be. Ian can say that. And you know what Riley Leonard can say? All of that. I took us to the nap. You just said it's all about winning, right? Didn't you just say it's about winning? Wait.
The winningest.
Who won in the playoffs? Who won in the playoffs? Did Ian beat Clemson? No. When it mattered, did he beat Clemson?
It matters every time. Look,
no. In the championship game, ACC, did he beat him?
We rushed the field in South Bend when we
in the semifinals of the college football playoffs. Did Ian beat Clemson?
Yeah, Ian got beat by Clemson.
Wait a minute. Did Riley beat Georgia? Because he played Georgia. Did he beat him?
90 yards.
Did he beat him?
Who's the guy that ran the punt return touchdown?
Did Riley Leonard beat Georgia?
See, that's tough to say.
No.
That's a team.
You dug this hole for yourself, so you just go ahead and jump in it. You said it's all about winning. You said it's all about winning. That's what you said. You said it's all about winning, Left.
Riley Leonard beat Georgia. Okay, he beat. I mean,
I'm just saying.
He was on the team when they won, for sure.
Saying.
But I don't know, Ian, man. He got a lot of. I mean, he got a Super Bowl ring. He got the title as the winningest quarterback.
Wait a minute. Stop. First of all, I want everybody to have clarity. Listen to what we said. I said if I asked Left or put up a poll that said who was the better quarterback, Riley Leonard or Ian Book, so stop mentioning all of the greats. The question was, if I asked Notre Dame fans right now who was the better quarterback, Riley Leonard or Ian Book, I guarantee Riley Leonard will win that poll. With only one season. I guarantee it. You can talk all that winning this quarterback stuff.
And I'll tell you why people would say that, because it's about moments. And to this day, what is Ian's biggest moments? Beating DJ Uiagalelei? Okay. I'm just that's what will give the debate the ferocity of.
First of all, wait. This is gonna make it worse. Drew Pine beat DJ. The fact that makes it worse. You just said Ian.
But Ian beat
Drew
DJ's greatest game. DJ's greatest game ever. That was because he threw about 400 yards.
You said it's all about, but Left. You said it's all about winning.
Drew Pine can't be in the conversation.
No, I don't want to hear that.
Drew Pine is a 10-game guy. It's a 10-game. That's a 10-game.
Yes, that's what happens when you quarterback in Notre Dame. That's what happens.
No, it ain't.
You try to do the same. And then you try to do the same. Wait. You try to do the same thing in Missouri, and it doesn't go so well.
Oh, Missouri ain't built like us, though. That's the other thing.
Exactly.
Coach Vic.
Exactly.
We get all your talent, Coach Vic. Coach Vic, their talent come to us. So we ain't built the same. But at the same time, if I'm Ian, I'm talking crap to Deshaun, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm the winningest, and I got a Super Bowl win. You were a higher draft pick and won 0 games as a starter. So there's a dynamic that has to be. Ian has a lot to talk ish about. He might get a statue. I'm just saying, man.
Nah, you know darn well Ian Book is not getting a statue.
The winningest quarterback of all time don't get a statue?
No, stop. Stop.
What's it about? How you get a statue?
Wait. Ian Book was a better quarterback than Brady Quinn.
Ian got a lot more wins.
Left.
Ian got a lot more wins.
Left. Left. Ian Booker's a better quarterback than Jimmy Clausen. Left. You trolling
talent
now.
wise, talent.
No, I don't know. Stats. Go look at the stats.
All that matters for a Notre Dame quarterback is winning losses.
Okay. So then automatically that makes Riley Leonard better than Ian Book because
we win championship. If Riley won championship, I would agree with you.
If Riley Leonard won a championship, we already said
we're not talking about Ian. Yeah, we're not talking about Ian. Ian ain't in the conversation, but Riley didn't win it. So Ian can keep going back to I'm 30-3. What can you do with that?
Once again, you keep saying that. I'm telling you that Notre Dame fans will tell you that 30-3 don't mean a thing when it comes to analyzing quarterback play. It's not a stupid fan base, bro. It's a very well-read and understood fan base when it comes to football. You cannot give them surface stuff like he was 30-3. They're not buying that. They're not buying it. You know what? No. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. Who was a better passing quarterback, Malik, ZAIRE, or Ian Book? Oh, go ahead. Who?
It's not about my opinion. It's not about my opinion because in my opinion, Ian knows. I'll respond like this. Ian knows who the better thrower is between me and him. But that's my opinion.
No. I want to hear Ian knows. Say
Ian. We can call Ian and Ian knows. Ian would tell you, okay, but I got 30-3, so I would have to concede and be like, you're right. You got 30-3. I can't even.
Facts.
But he knows from a talent perspective.
If you I'll take it another step. I know how to set you up. I'll set you up nice. If you never get hurt, would you ever lose your job to Ian Book?
Never. It would have never been none of that. It would have been Ian would have been a 2-year starter maybe. They would have been, working, So college football would be different if I never got hurt. You wouldn't hear no Deshaun Watson back-to-back Alabama champ, all of that. It'll be a different history in that period of time. It would have been Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Malik. It would have been a whole nother conversation. Dabo Swinney wouldn't have the longevity of his career.
Well, you talking that talk today.
That was a pivotal year now because you got to think. They win that game or they lose that game. They don't go to the championship that first year. He don't throw for 500 yards against Nick Saban. Who's in that game? If we won that game, it would be us. It would have been us. We were 4 points away from being where Clemson was in that Alabama championship the first time. And if he wasn't playing in the first time, we probably would go back-to-back years.
Because you wouldn't have the competition in the summer. And you wouldn't be 4-8.
Deshaun Watson wouldn't be Deshaun Watson if Malik ZAIRE made that game. What was it, in the Hurricane game at Clemson? It'd be a different history for college football. But, Deshaun Watson did his thing. Back-to-back, legend, got Dabo 10 extra years on his coaching contract.
That boy freaky Shaun.
I mean,
hey,
he ain't as freaky.
Hey,
time out.
That cat freaky Justin trying to one up him though. That cat freaky Justin. I see why he's missing a lot of kicks this year, boy.
He ain't as freaky as Justin Tucker. Yeah. We got to bring that up.
That cat Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker out here wilding.
Tripping, but it explains why he missing so many kicks.
Yeah, it did. Because he knew this was coming. He knew it was coming. It was on his mind.
Had to be. Because he was missing something that was like, oh, all right. What's wrong with you?
Right.
He knew this.
He knew. It's up to 16 right now. And I'm trying to figure out, like, dude, you just watched Deshaun go through this. Why?
Because he was doing it the whole time. That's why the number's going to be higher. He was doing it the whole time. He's just like, damn, it sucks for you. Hell, Robert Kraft was doing it. But, he got too much money. So when you got that level of money, it's a here today, gone tomorrow. But, Justin Tucker just start missing kicks and got exposed. That's really what it was. He knew he missed too many kicks. He's like, man, this story finna come out. And he's way worse. And Jim Harbaugh done
But
stuck up
you know
on
what
him.
I'm confused about? Don't you go to these places to pay for the ending? How do you end up?
It's the amount. It's like you out here don't care. You just like, I'm living life. I got the bread. They
I
need
guess
it.
so, man.
Because Justin Tucker getting paid a pretty penny too over there. When you got a couple of M's, shoot,
Man.
Deshaun had a hundreds of M's. So
I think the wide receiver room, to finish up the question, man, I don't know how we got through. We went left and took a detour real fast, but no.
they took a detour.
Malachi Fields, yeah. Malachi Fields and Jaden Greathouse.
It would be nice. So Malachi Fields
Michael Gilbert is a person to watch for me.
Is he a lock though?
Ooh.
Fields.
Malachi, what you mean a lock?
Like solid that we know for sure.
As far as transferring?
That's I'm thinking the light-skinned dude that's between Michigan and us.
The light-skinned dude that's between
the receiver that decommitted and got serious when Bryce committed to Michigan. The receiver that we really like, light-skinned.
Oh, you talking about that recruit? I'm talking about
the recruit. No, the transfer, the one from Louisville. Which one?
No, he's a transfer from Virginia.
From Virginia. Virginia. He's nice.
Yeah, Malachi Fields and
the hell,
Jaden Greathouse.
Chris Mitchell's nice. I mean,
we had him. We had another year with him. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying. It just depends on is the quarterback going to be nice? That's what Malachi Fields should ask. Is your starter, CJ or Kenny? Which one is it? I think he probably has more insight. Because if he just coming because it's Notre Dame, I just think you still need to. Oh man, you still need to think about it. Is this receiver destination, or you just like what Notre Dame can bring to your status? Because we haven't made the connection yet between you come Notre Dame as a receiver, you off to the next level. Because
Justin, see, I feel like don't even say this, man. It's funny. I got Justin Indy Sniper said Fields is a potential 1,000 yards. I don't even. That's not.
That's too high. That's too many.
Can we just get 800? Get 750.
We was praying to get 50 yards in the game at times.
From a receiver. Just 50 yards from a receiver. We're asking for 3 stacks from a quarterback, which is a low bar.
Which means it's going to be hard for a receiver to get 1,000 if the quarterback got 3. Like, come on. Come on.
I feel you, but it's all, I don't even want to jinx it. Like, let's.
You way beyond what we talking about right now. I mean, that would be great because if it was, if he had 1,000, that means that the quarterback got to be in the 3,600 yard range.
Yeah.
Easily. Because tight end's going to get some love because it's Denbrock. Down the field is going to be explosive. And we have so many guys at this point where any one of them can – we still in that position where any one of the receivers can have a good day. Jaden Greathouse has a good day at Penn State. The one transfer has a great day against Georgia. It can be like that. So who is Kenny's favorite? We need to start finding out who the quarterback's favorite receivers are. That's what the key is.
CJ, Kenny, Steve. Well, Steve is definitely – Jaden Greathouse is his – you can tell from one guy against Penn State. Jaden Greathouse is Steve's guy. Yeah, you already know that. I just want to submit that before Chris Mitchell came, he put up 1,100 yards, 17 per, with 7 touchdowns with bad quarterback play. So Chris Mitchell.
Oh, first of all, Chris Mitchell's quarterback at FIU is going to be that deal next year.
Okay, next year, but he wasn't.
He was that deal. You don't get 70 receptions from not being good.
Was he elite?
I like. Yes, Jenkins.
Where is he at now?
Still at FIU. I'm sorry. Yeah, still at FIU. He's gonna be legit. Yeah.
All I'm saying is, usually
he's better than Riley Leonard. He's better than Riley Leonard for sure.
Their numbers take a dip, wide receivers, when they come to Notre Dame. But
Yes. So
That's all I was
800,
pointing out.
800
That's
would
all I
be
was
great,
pointing out.
though. That would be a good place to shoot for Malachi, especially knowing you're going to take a dip. If it's a 300-yard dip, that's still good because we haven't had an 800-yard receiver since Kevin Austin. Kevin Austin had 800 yards, right?
See, people talking. See, people talking. Fans are talking with the chest out, kind of like they were talking. Remember, they told us Riley Leonard's gonna throw for 3,000 easy. Remember that? Remember to all the people that said, Riley Leonard's gonna throw for 3,000. He left when you were breaking his game down, talking about his deep ball is not no.
He do
Everybody's
too much running around.
And Malik, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, all right.
I'm like, I gotta go watch the thing on YouTube. It's telling. It's like he's not a 3,000 yard. He's a guy that's gonna get his jersey torn up, super dirty. The team's gonna be like, oh, he's such a warrior. He's the warrior quarterback. Whatever it takes to win. If you got to run over the D lineman to score the game, do it.
Say, from a passing standpoint, I believe the passing game is much better than him.
Yes.
But
that's
all
why
three quarterbacks in the competition.
800 is a good level for
So
not 1,000. That's
that 1,000 is
perfect.
That 1,000 is that's a lot.
That's a Dante Moore receiver.
That's a lot.
That's a DJ Lagway.
I would much rather have two guys right at 750.
Yeah, no,
Fields and Greathouse. If they don't get Fields and Greathouse at 750.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Because that's a good season now. And it's dramatically different from last year. Already. 750 yards is dramatically different than anything we had last year.
Because that doesn't include the tight ends getting involved, the running backs getting involved. And these is definitely going to have some catches.
Yeah.
Jeremiah's going to have some catches out of the backfield. So I think the entire offense is going to bloom.
Coach Snyder's not Dina McCullough. All that rotation, no.
What you saying?
Community by a running back is not the same with Snyder like it is Dina McCullough. You
know him left, so that's going to be interesting to watch.
Which is in an aspect refreshing because Jeremiah's going to be touching the ball more than 7 times a game. Now that's. If I'm knowing Coach Snyder like I know him, he's going to be touching the ball more than 7 times a game. Rotating. Why? First round talent. What are we doing?
And this is fair as well. Go Irish Nate says, I don't have any confidence in our passing game until we actually see one.
You sound like the recruits. Yeah, come back to another visit when they ain't displaying this. I love Notre Dame, but I don't want to attach my wagon to that hitch because that is not. It was literally so bad. Quarterbacks couldn't see themselves. They couldn't see themselves playing in the offense. That's terrible. You sitting there on the sideline, you a top quarterback and can't even envision yourself running them plays. That's hard. That's hard to do. Quarterback like, dang, they ain't calling nothing that looks like I would be running it. That's terrible. That was reality. So it's one of those things, man.
I think we have one more from Twitter X. How about the running back room? You just spoke up on it, Left. Thank you, Rocket25, ND Irish 25 on Twitter X. How about the running back room? How do you see it playing out? There are too many situations. There are too many stallions in the stable. I would love to see Young get some touches, but we still have Zadarian Price coming off injury. Is someone going into the portal? I could see 2 enter, to be honest. Price and Young. Hope not.
It's an unfortunate thing that Dina McCullough has left so much hope in that room where everybody was getting some love at some point. So now it's just a question of, okay, new coach, the football got to be spread around more. So carries may be a little bit more limited, but that means that somebody's going to be left out. So in a good and bad way, you might see a transfer here or there, but it's one of those things you got to compete as well. I think we know the number one guy for sure is Love, and number 2 and 3 are very transferable. And how the running game fits into this having to support the new quarterback, but also take less of the lion's share. And it should take less of the lion's share, but hopefully you get more efficient and bigger runs, which is kind of what we talked about last year, how Denbrock wants to be anyway. He wants to throw to run the ball. We were very run to throw the ball last year. So when you're throwing to run, Jeremiah Love's a perfect fit. Behind him, Aeneas could be a big factor. Keedron Young's got to find a place. Jadarian's always there. New guys coming in. It's gonna be interesting to see how Coach Snyder makes it work, especially within the guidelines of what Marcus Freeman wants to see. He still wants to be physical, but we can be physical through passing. But what runs can we have explosive plays on? And we've seen the guys do it. It just won't be at the volume that it was.
Man. Lefty left. Yo, this is the first Saturday. We're going to be back every Saturday doing the off season with you guys, man. This was fun. About 2.5 hours. Once again, we'll put the poll question up a little bit earlier for next Saturday's show. And then you get your topics ready. We talked about everything today: leadership, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, best candies, sugar babies, the candy, and the lifestyle. Yo, that's wow. That's wow. I mean, it's really a lifestyle, bro. Shout out to Lance Gross, though. Shout out to Lance.
He's a good actor. He's too good to be on Tubi, man.
No, that was BT Plus. It wasn't.
Oh, I mean, it's just the same. It's the same.
Come on, man. That's a step up.
I don't know. BET is BET played. First of all, BET played the same movies from the early 2000s that at some point we got to graduate from.
No, bro. Stop that. Come on, man. I watched The Godfather 1 and 2 to this day if I see it.
But the Godfather's not the wood. The Godfather's not.
That's a cultural classic.
It's a classic, but but there's more hood classics we can make.
You're not watching Coming to America.
How many times we gonna? I mean, Eddie Murphy's
watching Harlem Nights. I'm just saying, I'm watching it if I see it, bro.
I know that there's great actors that have came after Eddie.
So you're mad.
I'm not mad.
You're mad at the distributors of greatness and not the creators of the now that haven't put together classics. It's not Eddie Murphy's fault that the creators now can't create cultural classics. That's not his fault.
Do you believe that we can't create better cultural, not better, but more cultural classics like The Wood, like Harlem Nights, like
where are they at? Where are they at?
Okay, that's where the anger comes.
And with who?
Out there. I believe they're out there. They're just not being given the chance. I don't know that. I don't know because I haven't seen.
Where they at?
But they're out there. They're out there.
Where they at?
So our creativity died in Harlem Nights.
You can't blame it. You can't blame it on the film houses because there's too many ways to put your content out. Did our
creativity die at Harlem Nights era?
I'm just asking you where they
did our creativity die?
I'm just asking you where they
did it die with The Wood? The Wood was about 20 years ago.
Okay. Once again, answer the question. Where is it at? Matter of fact, where's the classic music at? Where's the classic music at? That's still going to be played 20 years from now.
Has been puppeted and guided and steered in the wrong direction.
Okay.
We can agree on that. We can.
You know what we're wasting our efforts doing? You see that movie with Keke Palmer and SZA? That's the type of stuff we're doing. That's the type. You saw it?
Oh my God.
That's the type of stuff we're doing. That's the type of stuff we're doing.
Non-cultural classics. That's exactly what
that wasn't a classic at all. That's a dump button.
That's a y'all had
That's
nothing
a
else.
bunch of expletives. That's what that is. Hit the dump button. That's what that is.
They really tried to, man. That's I think Lottery Ticket is closer to a hood classic than whatever that was with SZA and Keke Palmer.
With Bow Wow? And Brandon T?
Lottery Ticket was
it was funny. It has its funny moments. Classic, I don't know.
It's the last closest thing to it. Lottery Ticket is the closest thing to our last classic. For real. Hood classic. Lottery Tickets, Bow Wow done did it. Because everything, I mean, because what do you count that?
I don't know. Oh, that Keke Palmer SZA off.
That should be on Tubi.
Man.
Just because you famous don't mean you can. Now, Keke Palmer's
now, I think we get classic. I do think it is transition. There's been a transition. I think we have definitely gotten classic series in the last 5 years.
Snowfall,
and not movies.
Snowfall's amazing.
Snowfall. Issa.
The Shy's good.
Issa with
Issa
joint.
Issa got one good one.
That's all she needed.
A couple good seasons.
No. First of all, season 1 through 3, classic. Anything after that?
2 was classic.
No, 1 through 3.
3 was like y'all lose a lot.
No. 1 through 3. Man, oh man. Yo, when she ended up, oh man, getting the mayonnaise in her eye, bro. with the producer, bro.
Okay, that was good. Insecure is like that. I wouldn't say
is a classic. Harlem is a classic.
I haven't seen Harlem.
Oh, Harlem is a
classic.
Is
that the one with Forrest Whitaker?
No. Harlem with Megan Good.
Oh, yeah, that's
I forget the other young lady that was in the series with Power. Not Power. What was the series with Taraji and
the Nautica girl?
Empire. Yes, she was.
Empire is not a classic for me.
Empire didn't make a classic for you.
2 seasons, and after that, they just made the show so for everybody, and it lost the plot for me. I thought it was great when it first came out, like the first 2 seasons. Boom, I was catching every episode. By season 3, when all the weird stuff started happening, I'm like, man, put this on daytime TV. But other than that, I mean, it's hard to think of other, like you said, series have been way more impactful.
I think the series has become easier than putting together a feature film.
All Denzel movies are mainstream.
Very interested in seeing where they go with. I'll tell you a classic right now from season 1. Season 1, that Reasonable Doubt series. I want to see how they develop.
Who's the main character?
I forget the sister's name. She's a dope actress, though. I've seen her other. She was in Suits. I think Reasonable she was in a couple of other ones. Reasonable Doubt is a very good series if you haven't seen it. I love it because it's based upon Jay-Z songs, all of the episodes.
Yep. Reasonable Doubt is good.
It's dope. I'm interested in seeing how Bel-Air develops. Like you said, Snowfall.
That's not a classic for us. Bel-Air is a pop classic. I thought they did a good job the first 2 years.
Did you ever get into the Queen Sugar vibe that was out there?
I didn't get into Queen Sugar.
There was definitely a.
You call it Lioness a classic? People raving about Lioness. But
it's not a cultural classic. We're talking cultural classic, right?
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah, it's very good. Cultural classic, I don't know.
Equalizer's not a cultural classic. That's a pop classic. That's like Taken. Equalizer's like Taken.
Would you consider Abbott Elementary? I mean, that's kind of out. It's crossed over though. It's crossed over. I think it was cultural at first. Yeah. Season 1 was cultural.
Season 1 was definitely
Season 1 was cultural.
After that, it
crossed over. It's become pop. It's become a pop classic now. Yeah, I agree.
But its first season was funny though. First season was real funny. I was like, this original. Okay, I can, But once once they start,
Shout out to Janelle J. Janelle was hilarious, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. But
She
then they
is hilarious.
She ruined the ride. It's not a cultural classic. She became the pop classic and all of that. But yeah, I mean, Equalizer TV show is not a classic at all. That's we talked about that for multiple shows, and we all know why that's not. Ain't nobody trying to see Queen Latifah beat up dudes and on daytime TV. Ballers is
you know it. You know what? No, it never was. The Paradise series is really picking up steam. Shout out to them for getting renewed.
Paradise is a great show. Great show.
I wouldn't call it a cultural classic though.
Great
show. No. I think The Neighborhood started out as a cultural show, but it's become pop. Like it's become.
That's what I'm saying. There's no The Woods ever again. Yeah. And that's
Papa's House. Papa's House with Damon Wayans and his son.
Not better than My Wife and Kids. Not better than My Wife and Kids.
You're right. Oh, My Wife and Kids is definitely a cultural classic. Cultural classic.
Show, cultural classic. They can make more stuff like that. They just don't. So, nobody can replace those two shows from a family cultural classic. Those two are undefeated.
I think it's easier to do a series than a movie. Because you get to spread
Nowadays,
it out. A movie, you have to put it into like
they don't have a budget. They don't put the budget for it. And they started signing Kevin Hart to everything. And once they start doing that, I'm like, oh man, it's lost the plot for me. Man, they put The Rock and Kevin Hart on everything. I'm like, okay. Because Kevin Hart was really funny his first two stand-ups. And then whatever supercharged him to doing Jumanji and all this other Are We There Yet type movies.
Oh, Atlanta's definitely a cultural classic.
Oh, absolutely.
Atlanta's definitely a cultural classic. Great
cultural
series.
Classic that Kevin Hart was in is Fight Night. That's a cultural
I've yet
classic.
to see it.
Oh my God, that's Kevin Hart's best work on TV outside of stand-ups. Is Fight Night. Loved every part of it. Had Taraji, Samuel Jackson. Great show. Didn't get enough credit. Everybody hates Chris is a cultural classic. I'll give that one. That's a good one. Blackish, I don't know. I think that's more pop.
I think it started out cultural, and it grew. It was definitely cultural because a lot of people had a problem with the name at first and were turned off. Yeah,
but
a lot of other people had a problem with the name. Okay, it was our show, season 1, and then
that's what I'm saying. It always starts as it.
Yeah,
you got to be a full thing to be a cultural classic. It became a classic. Blackish. I can watch Blackish every day. They got good episodes and all that. But Atlanta, it's not Atlanta. Atlanta is, you can only think of cultural classic.
What about P-Valley?
Oh, God, I don't want to subscribe. I want to put that in the baddies category.
It's definitely cultural. It's definitely cultural.
It's a hyperinflated cultural stereotype classic.
Let me ask you a question. Did Power remain a cultural classic, or did it cross over? Or is it still a cultural classic?
It crossed over when you had all the seasons with Tariq, but the one with Kanan, that's
pure
the cultural classic. That's pure cultural classic right there.
We got 2 weeks before the premiere. We got 2 weeks. Hey, that last episode of last season was dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a cliffhanger for you, boy.
Classic right there. Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
Kanan is a cultural classic. Power is the crossover. It gets everybody introduced. That's the main, everybody loves Power.
I think the first season of the original Power was definitely a cultural classic. But it was the culture really watching it at first.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It was really the culture. And then by season 2,
it just became pop, man. It just, Kanan is not crossed over. That's why I like it.
James and Angela got it in a lot on Power.
The first season.
Season 1 and 2. I rewatched it just recently. I was like,
I haven't seen. I don't remember season 2 is
I
great.
remember looking at my wife like, dude, is there an episode where they're not gonna show these two?
Yeah.
Like this is crazy. This is crazy.
The Tommy Egan show, I don't know who that's for. I think that's just another spinoff. I don't know who it was for. I didn't, because they had him fall in love with the Mexican girl, but he was out here. I don't know who it was for. So
she's a really good actress, by the way. She's a really good actress.
Oh, she was good.
She's a really good actress. I've seen a lot of her stuff that preceded. She's a really good actress. That's a good topic, man. Good topic to end the show.
All the point is we need more. That's what the point. The point of all of it is we need more.
Yeah, my daughter was on Corey. My daughter was on episode 2. Season 27, episode 2.
Yeah.
Season 27, episode 2.
All American was a classic until they strung it out so much. But that first season,
cultural. Do you like the reboot of what they're doing with this new one, this new season, with the new coach
tennis show?
In? Huh?
The tennis spinoff?
No. They have a new coach, a new quarterback. They're basically doing the same thing with younger talent. It's the same storyline. They're rebuilding it, right? Jordan is now where his father coached and started. He's the assistant coach. Plot twist, this last episode. The coach that hired him, they're alluding to the fact that his uncle.
His real dad. Oh, okay.
No, that's his uncle. But his uncle was put up for adoption by his grandmother.
Oh, okay.
So
I mean, they gotta find a way to spin it because this is on season 25.
I'm interested in seeing how it goes. Not Coops, but you know, the young lady that was trying to kill Coop. And,
yeah, I know you're talking about
her little girl, and they ended up lying to her at first, and then she found out. Now,
it's so deep. Yeah, that's
the main character. Now
she's one of the main characters. 10, 11 right now. Like, you deep. Yeah, that's deep.
Yeah. So I'm giving it a chance. I'm giving it a chance, but I think we found our answer, bro. I think most creatives have just decided not to go the feature film route.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Like Will Smith can't make an impact in movies like he used to.
Yeah, and then honestly, from a feature film standpoint, from the culture, what story hasn't been told?
I mean, all these stories be recycled. You're right. I think Atlanta was different. That's what makes it such a staple. That was a different way it told. Snowfall was a different version of the stories we all knew.
Mm-hmm.
That was just great acting, great cinematography, storyline was there. So big fan of that. But I mean, the story with Keke Palmer and SZA. That's not no new story. That is a retold abomination.
And I think Keke is very talented.
Good actor.
Very talented.
Good actor. That's
very talented.
Oh God.
She tried to do SZA a favor. You know,
that had to be because
SZA has crossed over.
Yeah, she's crossed,
and they tried to capitalize on the way.
Yeah, exactly.
With the film.
See, that's SD Records talking. That's SD Records talking. You saw how they played it out.
No, I saw the play. When she put out her last album, I told my daughter the first day, she's crossing over. Like she's gone. She's no longer the cultures. Yeah, she's no longer the cultures. She's gone. All right? Because I think everybody loves Control is like every black girl's favorite SZA album.
Everyone. I mean, that's my favorite SZA album, sure.
So
I mean, she had bangers on there. The whole thing was
that whole album. I remember driving in Florida on spring break, listening to that with my daughter.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this is crazy. Yeah, dude. I just think that's it. That answers your question. I don't think there are any cultural classic films in the last 5 years.
Shoot, maybe longer than that. Maybe longer than that. Because I can't think of the last one I saw that I was like, man.
Hold on, man. SD Records. I got to do something right quick.
That's right. Yeah. Go ahead, A&R.
Hey, baby girl, I'm about to end the podcast. I'm going to call you right back.
Hey, you got to pick up your phone call. She might
I got to pick up that phone call. You know what I mean? I have to schedule a studio session or something.
Yeah, you gotta put the things in works. You know, you gotta put things in motion. She said, I need to make this call. We can make it happen.
Yeah. Lefty Podcast. Hey, every Saturday right here. We'll be here, guys, for you in the off season. And of course, lock in with us 5 p.m. Central. 5 p.m. Central throughout the week. Right here. Lefty Podcast. For Left, SD2 Mics, have a great Saturday, man. We appreciate you guys so much for locking in with us. But most of all, make sure you continue to spin it different. Have a great weekend.